shackles on me. Don't want no shackles. Don't want no shackles on me. I sit down with Big Brother. Don't like those RFIDs. Got the blues about my freedom. Got the blues about tyranny. I got the blues about my freedom. Got the blues about tyranny. I sat down with Big Brother and the national ID. Don't want a chip in my wallet, chip in my car. And if I want to travel, it's nobody's business how far. Don't want no shackles. Don't want no shackles on me. I said shame on Big Brother, always tracking and tracing me. Don't want a chip in my mother, chip in my wife, a chip in my babies. Stay out of our life. Don't want no shackles. Don't want no shackles on me. I sat down with Big Brother, no more slavery. Play it for me, baby.
This country starts early. It works hard. It stays focused. It keeps moving. It stands ready. And it carries the weight. Strong coffee for a strong nation.
This is all you ever hear about in this country is our differences. It's all they ever talk about. Politicians and the media always pushing the things that separate us, things that make us different. That's the way the ruling class operates in any society. They divide the rest of the people. They keep the lower and the middle classes fighting with each other so that they, the rich, can run off with all the fucking money. Fairly simple thing. Fairly simple thing. Happens to work. Anything that's different about us, you know that's what they're pushing at you. Racial differences, religious, ethnic, national backgrounds, jobs, income, education, social status, sexuality, anything they can do to keep us fighting with each other so that they can keep going to the bank.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the
Why
big
do you think politics feels more like a team sport than democracy?
Because that's exactly what it became. George Washington warned people about this a long time ago. He called it the spirit of party, and he said once political parties took hold, they'd start serving themselves instead of the public. And that's exactly what happened. Loyalty goes to the machine, not the country. They protect the brand, protect the tribe, protect the donors, protect the power, and the public gets whatever's left after the fundraising and the damage control. That's the bargain now. You cheer for your colors, they keep the scoreboard lit, and everybody acts like the game's what matters. Washington understood that once parties get strong enough, they stop asking what's good for the people and start asking what's good for the party. And once that happens, democracy turns into maintenance. Maintain the power, maintain the loyalty, maintain the illusion.
Keep it home, baby! I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Yeah, I'm all out of bubblegum, Jamie.
All out of bubblegum.
So we're here to kick some ass tonight. We'll see how it goes. Welcome, everybody, to number 99, Talking with Conspiracy. Holy hell. Next week, number 100. It's going to be a good time next week for sure. We're going to have a good time today. But next week, I got a bunch of extra people coming next week. We got some special guests coming.
Oh, cool, man. We've been doing this a minute now, Ricky Pike.
Man, it's crazy. Yeah. 100 episodes. There's nothing to sneeze at anymore because most people would have quit and Or a lot, most people quit after just a few or whatever, and we're still here trying.
Ricky, it shows that I'm redlining when I talk, and do I sound loud to you or overly distorted or
Uh,
anything?
Not to me.
Okay.
I see it showing that it does it on me too.
Okay.
I know I
I
got
mean,
my
I'm not
volume up.
yelling into the mic or anything. You know, I've got to turn
Yeah,
the gain turned down all the way. I've got it backed up from my mouth quite a bit. I'm not eating the mic like I do when I'm announcing a show.
yeah. No, it sounds to me it sounds good.
Good.
Maybe our chat will let us know something. What's up, Sweets? What's up, LJ? We got Charlie Rose. Appreciate y'all be there, and even Jamie's in the chat. Look at that.
Hey, I'm in the chat. I get there every now and then.
Yeah, but yeah, next week we're gonna yeah, I've been throwing out trying to hook some people, so I got a few people. I made some first timers on the show next week, but
Nice.
so we're gonna have a few people. Hopefully they'll be able to pop in. If they can't, some won't be able to. Some, just for a little bit. So there'll be people popping in and out throughout the night. So should be a fun time for sure.
Good.
I
I'm
think.
always down for entertaining evenings. So
Oh yeah, it should be fun. Who knows where we'll go? And then I actually have a guest booked for the week after, so we'll have somebody on the Wednesday night. We got a guest, so
nice.
trying to line some of these up, and I've had several on the Sunday shows lately with a lot of ghost hunters and stuff like that coming on the paranormal show on Sundays. So trying to give her hell and doing the best I can.
Nice. So let me ask you a question real quick.
All right.
When I respond in the Riverside chat, does that go through to the YouTube and the Rumble chat as well?
No,
Okay.
only for me.
Heard. But we can see what they type in that chat. I'm figuring this out.
Yeah, that for whatever reason, I'm not sure why it does that. I don't understand that, but yeah, um, I don't know why it does that. I need to email them and or something like, hey, why do you won't let the guest chat, and it goes out everywhere. I'm not sure. Maybe I don't know, but it does not. It does not work that way. I can post it and it'll send it out to, it'll send it out to Facebook and YouTube. We are live on Facebook.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, we're definitely getting kicked off there tonight.
we are live on Facebook again. I haven't done that. I did it Sunday, and I figured today and we let her rip again. Yeah. So yeah, it should be fun. Yeah, we're getting kicked off one of these platforms before tonight. I don't know. Let's see. What's up, Jen? Appreciate you being here. Yeah, we got crazy primaries yesterday.
Bro, a
Jen.
lot of people lost their jobs, man. A lot of people lost their jobs.
And I've seen McConnell should have done it long. Should have lost his job a long time ago.
Turtle Man himself.
Yeah, he should have been gone a long time ago. A lot of these some guns. These 30, 40, 50 years in there. Come on. Y'all got to go.
Right. You know, Cohen announced that he wasn't going to run now because he basically got gerrymandered out of a position. You know, it kills me how politicians want to talk about the black voice being taken away in Memphis. Man, they've been voting for a white gay Jew dude. Like, and then the black female, and then Charlotte Bergman, who is an African American woman, or Black American, as I like to call them, can't catch a break in Shelby County. You know, so how is it that if you vote for Charlotte, you're racist, who's a black woman. But if I vote for Steve Cohen, I'm supporting the black community. White gay Jew.
He is the blackest white man alive. What he said, especially when he was eating KFC
Why do Democrats
on the
feel
floor.
such a need to tell black people whether or not they're black or not if they vote for them? Like Biden did it. I think Hillary has pushed that line,
She did, but she didn't do like she didn't throw it out there like Biden did. Biden was straight up,
If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. What the fuck?
That old ski down something good. What's up, Carl?
Oh my God. I don't know, man. I can't. We are a country comprised of every ethnicity, every religion, every culture. America is the true melting pot. You can never go to any other country and truly be Chinese or be French or be Italian, but you can come to the United States and you can be American. And to see these people constantly play this identity politics and race politics and throw that card out there, look at me, I'm part of the LGBT community, I'm a black female, and or whatever hill they're trying to climb and drag their people up behind them, and they're willing to die on that hill, and I don't care if you're a woman, I don't care if you're gay, I don't care what color you are. Why don't you bring policies to the table that support everybody, not just your little niche community that you're trying to appeal to? I want to hear the broader scope of things. And I don't know, man. I keep saying I'm going to throw my hat in this fucking shit show in Memphis. And, I mean, come on, man. I can't have any more dirt than these motherfuckers that are currently running. So what? I like to curse. Man, I was a strip club DJ. I was a corporate trainer. I grew up in the world, I'm still a good dude. Like,
hell, what they reelected was Ricky Pete a long time ago. After he came out of prison after embezzling,
right?
Went back to embezzling and went back to prison. But so hell, I mean,
in the city of Memphis, Ricky Pike, you can always tell the ethnicity or race of who's running, because if they are a black candidate, their face is right on the poster. If they're a white candidate, they just put their name on the poster. Am I wrong, Ricky? Like, drive through Memphis and drive through an election cycle and look at the billboards and the signs. If it is a black politician, their face is on that poster. White politician, other than Steve Cohen.
I was gonna say Steve Cohen have his name because he was, he was one of the people.
Man.
The only thing I'll give Steve Cohen credit, because I've seen it, I've seen it in my eyes, I've seen him like talk to his constituents like out in the public, like he'd have conversations and stuff. I've seen him having that a couple times at grocery stores and stuff.
Right.
And I just walk by and he just somebody is, chewing on his ear or whatever. But I give him credit on that. But other than that, he hadn't done nothing for them. Right. He hadn't done nothing for the people of Memphis, I don't think. I don't think he's had anything passed or, like most of them. They get fat. Fat pockets, fat bellies, whatever. But I do want to talk about some of that tonight. The alien stuff is getting wilder and wilder on like mainstream Fox News and stuff like that. It's just popping out, bringing it right on out. Like, talking about there's
four kinds.
There's 4 kinds, yeah.
The Nordic, the reptile, the gray being, the gray. I'm sorry. And then what was the 4th one?
Reptilian.
The reptilian, damn it. So I hate to give Scientology any spotlight here, but aren't they the religion of we came out of the volcanoes?
I think so.
Something like that. Well, insectoids, the Nordics? Like, do we know which one came from where? Why does he have to have a gold grill, bro? Come on, Ricky. That dude is not from Memphis.
Grandma used
This is when the aliens come to Memphis.
Jesus Lord. Which one's driving a Fin with drive-out tags?
I think this one here.
I'm going top
know.
right. Top right.
Yeah,
Definitely
yeah,
top right.
top right. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Lord mercy.
Yeah, so Jesse Waters apparently covered this last night, or night before last on Fox News, talking about all these different beings, you know.
I have the video right here, part of it, I guess, when we're ready. But yeah, it's wild, you know.
Right.
You know, for so many years, everybody was just like, "This is, you know, you're crazy, you're insane," and now it's just like, well, you know, even what's his jackass name? See, I think I got a clip. Somebody talking about him.
But bro, let's say that there's let's just say that aliens aren't real. Okay, let's.
Oh yeah.
Now, I believe first of all that there is life beyond our planet, so don't get me twisted there. But let's just say for a minute that aliens are not real at all. In today's AI and even but beyond CGI, it's not CGI anymore. This stuff is straight AI. You know, who's to say that we couldn't trick an entire population of humans to believe whatever the fuck you want them to believe because you've got a video on the net that looks 100% accurate, truthful, you know? Motherfuckers are still to this day questioning September 11 and some of the footage of the planes hitting the building because now we understand how AI works and we know that looking at some of this shit that it doesn't look right. You know, just imagine what the technology's like today, 20 years later. You know, like, I mean, I just recently created a promo reel. Go ahead, Ricky. But I used AI for it and automated or animated still pictures because I didn't have any video from that era. Bro, that shit's as real as it gets, man.
It is amazing. I mean, it's amazing how far it's come and the way you can, what you can do with it now. And I mean, still on even free stuff. You know, if you turn around and you go behind the paywall, you can really do some amazing stuff.
Right. Pay us $300 a year, and we give you access to 3,000 AI generators. That's Grok, bro. You know, and they've got one. Grok has a tool right now that costs $300 a month. Now, I've not paid for it, but I sure am curious to pay for it once just to see what the fuck it does. You know, because I can already create these 10-second video clips, you know. Yeah. Go ahead, man. Show us what you got, Ricky Pike.
All right. Oh, Nostradamus said aliens will get mugged in Memphis. You're about right. You are right. And what's up, brother Willie? Yeah. Memphis. Aliens go downtown to the wrong spot, and we'll get them grills taken. Oh, my goodness.
We are not alone. The Pentagon released the UFO files a few weeks back, and we just found out over 1 billion people have visited the site. 1 billion. It's got to be a record. The War Department says more files will be released soon. UFO experts and top researchers have been investigating aliens for years. Their sources say dozens of crashed UFOs have been recovered, and what they found inside, shocking.
And do people think that there's one type of non-human intelligence that's visiting the Earth, or is there many, many types?
People who have been involved in recoveries have said
there are at least 4 separate types. Now, I have not had direct access to that, but I believe the people who I talked to.
4 different types of life.
4 different types of life.
4 different species of aliens. Another scientist called them Greys, Nordics, Insectoids, and Reptilians. All of them have 2 arms and 2 legs, just like us. Experts speculate the reptilians are scaly with long tails like a lizard. Insectoids look like a praying mantis. The Greys look like your classic movie alien. And the Nordics look like a regular Swedish guy, but 7 feet tall. We haven't seen the evidence, but Pete Hegseth says more evidence is coming. And there are a lot of believers in Congress.
I have seen evidence in a skiff that leads me to believe there are things we cannot explain, and I have observed things that are of non-human origin and creation. That's my opinion.
Releasing the files isn't easy. They've been hidden for years, and a lot of people want to keep it that way.
The problem we have right now is the deep state's fighting the president on release, and he kept his word, and I suspect some of our not so friendly comrades and some of our alphabet agencies are slow walking a lot of the information. It's about power, it's about control, and that's kind of what runs Washington.
So why is our own government fighting so hard to keep these secret? Well, a dozen scientists have either gone missing or died. Now, we don't know if that's related, but people are scared to talk.
One I thought was going to do an interview, and then a couple days before sent me a message saying, after further consideration and long talks with my wife, I decided I'd be forfeiting my life if I participated in your interview. And I thought that was like very unsettling message to get, obviously, but also very specific word choice, you know, forfeiting my life.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, they're coming out, and there are a lot of them scientists and stuff are missing. There's scientists in China right now missing. You know, it's.
I mean, don't we have like I'm pretty sure there's a whole handful of scientists and propulsion engineers right now that are missing in the United States. Am I correct on that?
I think it's up to 15.
Bro.
Last number I seen was up to 15. What's up, Walt?
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff going on, you know. And then you go back to that what was the jet? The Indonesia Flight 370 that went down in the Indian Ocean. They talked about on that aircraft there were like 4 or 5 very high. I don't know exactly what they did for the flight game, you know, but they were involved somehow, you know, with some kind of propulsion systems or something. But them dudes got,
And never have found no wreckage or anything else.
No, I think they did. I think they did. I think they found an engine, I believe. What was that flight? 370?
I know one they had disappeared for a long time. Like, either they pulverized that plane out of the sky, or
right.
You know, they really, you know, put people in hiding one way or the other. You know.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing all this stuff, and like I said, I'm just so skeptical of all of it. Just like, why now? We keep getting these multiple new viruses. We're on our 3rd virus right now that the news has put out there. And
Hanta.
We had the Hanta, and then when Ebola is coming back, and what was it, Noma virus or something like that too? I mean, it was. You know, hammering on some distractions. Like, what?
Here's what kills me about the Ebola virus, right? For some of you young cats out there, in the 1990s and early 2000s, they made a whole lot of different movies about various outbreaks and things like that. And one of the diseases that kept popping up was Ebola. And they talked about how dangerous it was right out of the gate. And they had all these protocols where they shut everything down, right? But today, for some reason, they're like, oh, they got it. We're bringing them into the U.S. We're taking them to a specialized location. What the fuck for? Drop them bitches on an island somewhere. Hey, Epstein's Island is open, I hear. Okay, let's put them there. Why are we dropping them in our backyard, bro?
Well, that's like with the whole COVID thing. They were turn around and they turn around and were like, we're going to send them to Atlanta. Like, haven't you watched The Walking Dead? Isn't that where it started? That was like the initial part of my thought process in my head. Like we just watched a whole TV series on this of an outbreak, from Atlanta. And let's bring these, like I said, it's just, it works together so well that it cannot be not tied and not orchestrated to induce fear using these locations and stuff that that show on TV shows or whatever, and then all of a sudden, boom, we're going to use this. It just that's going to get somebody scared a little more.
Right. Oh yeah, you get a bunch of soccer moms watching TV. all of a sudden, whatever they see on TV is the real deal, and people are panicking.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Everything pulled up here. I can't find us on Facebook. Oh, there we are.
I shared the post though.
Yeah, I got it.
I should tag. I just shared it real quick.
No, man.
I didn't do no tagging today. I should have done some tagging. Play this video.
Okay, so as a journalist, so George and I have been exposed to certain things, and here's the deal tonight. I talked with our lawyer in the hotel right before we came here. I was told by an ODNI agent that Gillen testified to ICIG, the police of the intelligence agencies, that there is a UFO program, and it's called Rubik's Cube. That's what he said. That's what I heard from the ODNI, which they shouldn't be calling me and telling me what was described in the skit, should they? Right. So I'm a journalist, so I listen, and I am testifying to you, believe me or not. I'm a very testing journalist with a great mentor, you know me to believe me. Project Rubik's Cube. Dylan, I'm only going to look at you. Have you ever testified to ICIG about a UAP program containing UAP called Project Rubik's Cube?
Let me collect my thoughts. I am not in a SIF. I am not going to jail. I can either confirm or deny, but if you want me to answer that question, as per amnesty for the whistleblowers, ask Congress and the executive branch to give it to us, and I'll answer that question loudly.
So, who is that guy?
Dylan Borland.
Let me just tell you, anything that is shared with you inside a skiff, you're in a skiff for a reason. You don't leave the skiff with that information to share with anyone. Okay? So, if anything he said has any legitimacy to it, bruh, the FBI and the DOJ going to be at his door.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's the reason he said what he said. That's the reason he said what he said. He's like, he's not going.
You can't even tiptoe around that shit, bro. Like, I don't know, man.
Mm-mm.
You know, I try to play devil's advocate, even though I believe some of the things that are going on. I try to play devil's advocate and ask the questions of how or why or what if. You know, I don't ever want to take anything that is said, you know, for face value. You know, I want to dig into it a little bit deeper, even when I believe the shit sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, no doubt. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, we need to put Gates and his ticks on the island. Drop him off over there. Let the ticks eat him.
Dude, what is up with all of that? Okay.
I got a Joe Rogan video talking about them ticks, and yeah, it's.
So let me tell you what I have seen. I've seen a couple boxes on the ground that are covered in ticks. But what I'll tell you too is I have come across some places that I've seen literally covered up in ticks like that, okay? So until I see a video of a box falling from the sky, I mean, listen, do I think it's going on? Yeah, I do. But I need a little bit more, okay? You know, somebody has something. You know, trail cams, somebody's got something out there.
Well, I'm sure they're dropping them. If they are dropping them like they, you know, it is speculated that it's being done, then I'm sure it's happening at night, you know, where nobody can see it and kind of thing. And of course, like anybody says anything, I've heard other people talk like this, like, well, these are, how was it said, you know, where they're for ticks where they can do away with the population so they can't reproduce, you know, just like they did with the mosquitoes. You know, same situation and everything. They were doing that trying to alleviate the situation with mosquitoes, and they would put in, you know, so many mosquitoes that had no way to reproduce, and then try to kill the other ones supposedly.
But if you knock it, listen, I mean, we start fucking with the ecosystem. You know, we know that every thing on this planet has a purpose. From the worm to the tadpole to the mosquito to the gnat to the fly, you know, the fly gets eaten by the spider. You know, the spider gets eaten by the bird. You know, the bird gets eaten by whatever. You know, me if I'm lucky. Come here, turkey. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so. Yeah, you start fucking with nature and you start wiping out insects, it's going to have a domino effect, man. Like, something else is going to get knocked off. Yeah.
Everything is here for a reason. Like, we've seen that now. Like, if you go look at, like, the beaver population and stuff like that, you can see there's some cool documentaries of the ones that hadn't. And you see where the beavers, they turn around and they start putting beavers back in these places, and they rebuild, you know, the wetlands. They rebuild the rivers and stuff, and they purify the rivers, and they do it naturally and stuff like that. And they had almost exterminated the poor beavers, you know, and they thought, well, they're a nuisance and they're this. And of course, back in the day, they were using them to make hats and all this other stuff too. And so you turn around and that's just one example. If you try to manipulate Mother Nature and the way the Earth is, like you said, everything's tied together, and with them doing these modified mosquitoes, they're doing these modified ticks, they're doing these modified this and that. It's a scary situation because I mean, you know, what is this effect going to happen down the line? They don't know what's going to happen in 20 years or 30 years. Have no idea what the consequences of their actions. But they don't care. They're scientists, and they can do what the hell they want to, you know. What's up, Beyond the Noise and Living Yankee Free? Appreciate y'all on the raids. I know y'all are together, but try to make sure I shout out both of y'all. Appreciate both shows. I was hanging out with them before the show, so appreciate y'all coming in and come hang out with us. It'll be a good time. What's up, Mr. Duffy? What's up, Indy? Make sure I said hi to everybody.
Just saw a post pop tonight. Anyone remember our friend Nick Shirley? You know, the guy that uncovered all the fraud in Minneapolis that having to do with Somali daycares?
Mm-hmm.
Minneapolis daycare owner featured in Nick Shirley's video, Fahim Muhammad, charged with wire fraud and conspiracy for allegedly stealing over $4.6 million through false claims to federal and state programs.
Wow.
I got a feeling there's going to be a lot more. I heard today that, you keep hearing it, that hey, they're investigating Ilhan Omar. Well, there's finally an official investigation into.
I did see that too.
Yeah, I think they finally. Bro, this is crazy. So, one of the people on city council that's Somali, that's in another city, God, I can't remember where it was, is listed in these documents with these daycares in Minneapolis. And I don't remember if it was in Ohio or if it was out further west in California, but there's another Somali city council board member that is tied up in this shit. And me personally, man, I mean, I think that every city in America, especially the left, Jesus, they need to have like deep forensic audits. The city of Memphis just discovered a couple months ago, that MATA, which is the Memphis Area Transport Authority, it's the bus service and trolley service that runs through the city, that their executives had over 100 credit cards that were unchecked and were basically set up like free spend accounts. You know what I mean? Taxpayers are footing that bill. And I want to know why there was never a follow-up on that, and were these people ever held accountable? When I fucked up my expense report from traveling as a corporate trainer by $8, I got a write-up. And I'm like, my bad. I did not know not to claim the beer on my bad. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What's the handy news? Appreciate the raid. Cass and TV Green, appreciate y'all coming over here and go hang out with us. All the lurkers, there's a whole bunch of in there. Appreciate y'all being there. It's gonna be. We got a great group. What's up, Matt Sal? What's up, Logan? We got a great group here tonight. We're as always, ADD. We got alien videos on the screen, but we're talking. We're going to swing back and forth. I did see, before I post share some more, I did see Nick Shirley was over there in England with all them protests and walking with them, I think it was, and then they had a lot of people out there. England finally coming together and pissed off, looks like. I got some videos of that too, so it's gonna be some good stuff. Good stuff. Let me play this.
4 different types of life, at least.
And the people I've talked to, through the process of making the documentary, both on camera and off the record sources, and the people Hal's talked to over the decades, have said that there have been dozens of recoveries of crashed craft in the U.S. alone. Dozens of craft of non-human origin that either crashed organically or caused a crash and then recovered.
4 different types of life, at least. Yeah.
And the people I've talked to, through the process of making the documentary, both on camera and off the record sources, and the people Hal's talked to over the decades, have said that there have been dozens of recoveries of crashed craft in the U.S. alone. Dozens of craft of non-human origin that either crashed organically or caused a crash and then recovered.
4 different types.
I know I played it twice. I was just over here reading the chat while I was playing. My fault. What's up, Craig? We got the chat is. I ain't gonna be able to keep up tonight, which is great.
That's awesome.
I'm happy for it. Yeah, I'm happy for it, for sure. Play this.
It's nice when they're coming in, man.
It is.
Did you follow? Well, I'm going to let you lead this show. Go ahead. I see what you got.
No, go ahead.
With it. No. Because
we can swing from side to side if we need to. Whatever.
I was going to say something really inappropriate right there about swinging side to side, but I'm just going to stop.
To the window.
To the wall. So check this out. All right, since we're ADHD in it like a fucking bitch already.
Look at Whitney laughing.
You hear her? I'm trying to shut her up now. Hold on, let me get the pillow out and muffle her.
Yeah.
So you obviously, I'm sure you heard about the horrible incident at the mosque out west, California, right?
Yeah, and it kind of got shoved under the rug there pretty quick, didn't it?
Pretty quick. Well, there's a reason why, Ricky Pike. Have you found out all those details yet, or should I enlighten you?
I have.
Let me tell you the irony of this, okay? First of all, the kids that shot this place up were involved in a gay tranny couple. They faked a gas can with Nazi SS imaging on it. People will say, well, how do you know it's fake? I mean, I don't know too many people that are going to bring, they're going to take the time to do that when they're going to commit suicide, okay? But they obviously did it for whatever reason, trying to set up or inflame or whatever they were told to do. But the irony of it is those two gay kids got offed by a known, I guess they're describing him as a jihadi guy that posted Hitler posts. Like, he posted stuff in support of Adolf Hitler and his elimination of the Jewish state. And he killed the fake Nazis. If you wonder why you've not heard about that on the running tail of the tape on your news program every 15 minutes, is because we've got a known anti-Semite security guard that off two gay kids that are anti-Muslim. Like, what is the fucking irony in that? Like,
what in the world is coming to, man?
What in the world is going on? And then, for those that don't know, just a couple of days ago, back in 24, or maybe it was last year, there was a kid in Nashville, Tennessee, that got accused of planning an attack on a mosque. And they tried to say that this cat right here was this white nationalist, right-wing extremist, whatever they tried to label him as. But then every picture of his flyboy hair that I see tells me that this dude is batting for the other team and that he is straight up LGBTIAQ LMNOP. You know what I mean? Like, so what is up with all these young fucking kids that all of a sudden feel a need to go into these religious places of worship, whether they're a Catholic school in Nashville, like the chick shot up 2 or 3 years ago, they're going into a mosque, they're going into these different places of worship. And my theory is that these kids are fucking brainwashed. They're all medicated out, and they have fucking handlers, bro. I believe 100% that somebody is coaching these kids. And what, like, they need to have their entire social media footprint completely audited. Facebook, Telegram, Discord, Twitch, whatever fucking apps are on their phone, on their PlayStation, on their gaming systems, bro. Somebody is guiding these kids, 100%.
Oh yeah, I mean I agree, and it's more and more, if they are and they're trying to transition, they got all the hormones and their whole body's upside down, sideways and twisted. And I think that's part of it. Some of it is the media, and you are watching only type of media on social media. You stay in your little box, and so that's all you get fed. And you hear like, well, these are evil, just like like they want to try everybody that turn around and is Republican, is far right, and if you're this, that's what some of we were talking about earlier, that the lady's running the black lady, is running. Well, she's a Trump supporter because she's a Republican. She's a Republican. I don't mean she's straight up. They want to put everybody in this little box, and if it don't, you know, every time. And life is not that fucking simple. Life is onions, and you got layers on it, shit. So you can't put everything in the damn box, and that's what they're doing. And they're putting these people in these boxes, and then they turn around and you get all these people hearing all this propaganda. These people are evil. These people are this. These people are that. And if you hear something over and over again, it is brainwashing. I mean, that's what the MK Ultra, and really, I mean, this is really what it really is MK Ultra type thing where you hear the same thing so many times, you can go, this is this is real. This is real. And I mean, I know people like that they every once in a while you see like the real side of them pop out and like, oh, there they are. And then they go boop right back into La La Land, I'm like,
CNN said, The View said, I heard. Right.
I'm like, come on, man! Like you're there, you're here, you're out of that little box for 2 seconds, and you had to jump both feet forward, back off in that damn thing because, for whatever reason, it's sad to see like so many people, and it splits families and it splits everything, but it's the propaganda. It starts with the social media. It starts with the school because a lot of these teachers and
teachers
stuff
are fucking extreme as shit, man.
I mean, it started because of colleges. And I seen a woman talking about this the other day. And she was talking about like I said, it was a woman, and she was talking about how you turn around and they take advantage of women because sometimes some women are easy to manipulate. And you turn around and you can push, these agendas, and you throw them into colleges and stuff, and they just push all this stuff, and you see pictures of them before they go to college and after they go to college. They look totally different. Their whole mindset, how they speak is different. I mean, of course, you're like, well, they got a higher education. Really, they didn't. And then you turn around and talk to some of these people, they don't even know where anything is or what a country is, or they don't know what, that's the crazy part. Like, what are they damn learning in school if they don't even know basic ass geometry or history or anything except for this propaganda bullshit that they pulling down everybody's necks?
You have people that want to act like they're geopolitical experts, and they can't even fucking identify the country they're talking about overseas on a map. You know what I mean?
What continent they're on?
Right. Like it's, and I can't remember what cat does this. He goes around to these different universities and he talks to people and he tells them, hey, where's this country at? And they have no fucking idea. Absolutely none. And that's, I mean, it just goes to show you how ignorant people are. Listen, I just want to tell you, Ricky, I keep touching my face because my fucking mustache is out of control and it's tickling my nose. Listen, I have not done any blow. I'm not tweaking out like Dustin Poirier was this past weekend on the UFC post-fight show when he was. and here's my thing, Paramount. Which producer thought it was a great idea to go put that guy on TV? Let's go ahead. Let's get Dustin on right now.
Well, they were like, they probably just said, F it, let's go.
Did you see it this weekend, bro? He was tweaking his fucking balls off, man.
I didn't see it much at all. What's up, Creek? Appreciate you popping in, brother. Yeah, I did not see him. I didn't see it. I didn't watch the Netflix.
I didn't watch that shit.
I didn't watch that. I didn't watch nothing.
17 seconds, bro.
I was dealing with
17 seconds.
I mean, but I seen so many people talk about that and say, "Oh, it's fake, it's fake." Like, watch her first 10 fights. I mean, that's what she did. She armbarred people like real quick. She wanted to stand with, she didn't want to stand with Gina. She's a kickboxer. Like, she did what she's supposed to do.
Listen,
if you're a grappler and you're going against an elite kickboxer, what do you do? And especially one that hadn't been in the game in so long. Shoot, take down, smash, armbar.
Yeah.
The only thing that drives me crazy about Ronda's armbar is how far apart her legs are. So it's like she's not isolating it as well as she could. Like, But maybe she's being nice and don't want to break somebody's arm because like, if she would isolate that arm more and pinch her knees together, she would break their arms. But I mean, I don't know.
I don't
what
think
do I know? Only got
as a
18
man,
years.
you should talk about how far women's legs are apart. Okay, like that's just not your
I'm gonna get
place. Okay, so calm down. I don't need a bunch of women being like, "You don't know a woman's body. I can do it from here." Do you know that Whitney tried to fucking armbar me once? For those that don't know, she ain't got no legs. She almost got the shit too, and had she had some legs, she might have compromised me.
Hell yeah. Ain't no wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, I'm gonna choke the shit out of her next time we roll. Tired
yeah,
of
you
her
have to come back up here. You're gonna have to come back to train to the gym and stuff.
Bro, if I wasn't crippled, man, I want to get back down there, man. My freaking hip is shot, bro. Hip surgery right now is up in the air, man. A couple things going on with it. I'll know more in a week or two. I'm sure I'll update everybody at the same time. But my hip broke, coach. Hey, but let me tell you what I did do, Ricky Pike. I worked security at the barbecue fest last weekend, and Friday night, it's time to go home after we're done at midnight, 12:30 in the morning, and I walk out, to good old East Parkway, and I put in the Uber. Now I think you know how far I live from there. It's less than a mile, bro. And Uber was going to cost me $48 to get home. So I walked. Actually, my little crippled ass did my little Joe Biden shuffle as fast as I could down the road. I jogged. I call it that. I broke a sweat. I also hurt my hip and couldn't move very much Saturday. And then I had to go announce a fight and climb in and out of a ring, which is much different than walking in and out of a cage. So I slept all day Sunday. Yeah. I'm going to have to quit doing that to myself, bro. I'm not a young man anymore.
I understand. Brother Dave. Jamie, what did you think about this picture here that your boy, DJ T posted on his True Social?
I think he's a troll. Listen, I thought that I shit posted Ricky Pike. And we all know that since January 6th, even before January 6th, I have been the biggest shit poster ever. But Donald Trump and the White House has me beat hands down. Their shit posting IQ is like 1,000 right now. And it's great. I love it. But go ahead, Ricky Pike, run it.
Oh, it's just a picture. That's all. It's not a video. It's just a picture. Like he posted a picture of him and the little alien dude here. Or maybe it's like, I don't know.
Who's to say it ain't a robot?
It could be the Biden robot. Hell.
Bro, I saw a video the other day.
Put a different spin on the robot and just put it out there, Hell, it could be Biden.
I only believe half of what Gates says.
That much?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I put questions on everything anybody, so I'm going to say. But this is
the briefing I got made these same allegations about how the humans for this program were harvested. Because I asked that, I was like, well, wait a second. I get how you get the aliens. They under this theory of the case, they land here in some sort of crash, and you got to do something with them. So you go and incarcerate them in some way.
Teach them how to play basketball.
Yeah, how in the hell do you get like the humans? And they say, oh no, it is natural disasters. They said actually, sadly, the unaccompanied minor crisis and the caravans that just had like kind of unaccountable swaths of humans in Central America running up through the Darien Gap and across the U.S.-Mexico border. And then they said the Ukraine war. The person said, like, where you have all these, like, kind of dead adults and you got all these kids running around. And
chaos, no accountability. Yeah. Pretty easy.
Again, I will stress again that my general counsel believed this to be a counterintelligence operation, but the allegation was the same, that in places of great human peril, chaos, uncertainty, and no accountability, that is where the humans were harvested for that project.
Wow. When that gentleman is coming into your office and he is saying this stuff to you, I know that it seems kind of outlandish, but is he talking to you under oath?
No under oath and no classification, but it was a constituent. It was someone who lived in my community. And I was just kind of the kind of congressman where if you lived in my community, if you paid my salary, even if it was just a 5-minute meeting, I would meet with you.
I live in your community, Matt, and we all know some of the characters that live here in Northwest Florida.
Oh, brother, it's so
we
great.
see 'em.
It's the
We
best
see 'em.
place.
Yeah.
They were all Braves fans watching in the late 90s as John Rocker was throwing the 96 mile an hour.
I don't know how the term went from freaking aliens hybrid programs to freaking Braves, but he's more ADD than we are. Dog it. It's crazy. Let me play this clip real quick. We'll chat.
But I don't think we would disintegrate with the general idea that aliens are coming here to visit us because they've been coming a long time. They haven't blown us up yet. So what's the threat? However, what if the ultimate disclosure is not that simple? What if they are describing something else entirely? By the way, the aliens are here. They're not really from other planets. They are actually interdimensional beings. They live here among us all the time, separated by a thin psychic membrane of some sort. They can see everything you do. They know when you're in the shower. They know when you're cheating on your taxes. They can read your mind. They can interact with our lives at any time, come and go as they please at will. You can't see them. You can't know it. How do you like that? You talk about people freaking out. That would have you freaking out. And I think society would disintegrate. Yeah. Well, I don't think there was going to come a day when disclosure happens, but the effects would depend on what it is that they disclose. But I don't think we.
I don't, Craig. We hope we didn't run Craig off on that, but I wasn't talking. We were on what we were talking about earlier. We weren't talking about thigh gap. We were talking about we talk about when you do an arm bar. I'm a first degree black belt in jiu-jitsu. I've been doing it for almost 18 years. I'm doing it a long damn time. If you push the knees together when you're doing an arm bar and you isolate the elbow, if you do it right, by the time your back hits the mat, you can break somebody's arm. The way she does it, she allows her back to hit and then she comes up, which she gets the win. But
don't explain yourself to these non-jiu-jitsu-ing
I know it's just kind of funny. I don't know.
Oh my God!
Sometimes I wonder if it's like sarcasm or is it like really like.
Right? Really did somebody really get their butt hurt? Like
yeah, I don't know.
That's why I have to tell people. I'm like, listen, I have full-blown Tourette's sometimes, and shit just falls out of my mouth. Don't ever take anything I say on this podcast too seriously. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to goof off. I'm here to say some retarded shit sometimes, and I'm probably gonna offend somebody, But you'll get over it. You'll go to bed tonight and wake up tomorrow either a happy or a bitter person. That's on you.
Nothing we can do on that. Absolutely. All we can do is say, have fun, tell the truth as we see it, and let her rip.
Tater chip.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead, show us what's JoJo talking about.
What is JoJo talking about here? Is Eddie Bravo right on damn near everything? He's getting closer and closer. He's like one of the ones, like he says so much stuff. He's like Adel Jones. He says so much crazy stuff and how he says it. But he gets
I think everything that's going on right now in the world is linked to Jeffrey Epstein. That's what I think.
Everything?
I think everything. Man.
The Trump shit, everything?
Everything.
Everything?
Who's
UFOs?
connected? I don't know. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, all of it. All of it.
Since I met you, we've discussed UFOs. UFOs have been around. They've been talking about them.
Before I get too far, Logan, yeah, I think part of it, and it's part of it's smoke and mirrors. Some of it is a big distraction because of everything going on. Logan asked if the idea of aliens and race has been popular in culture, being confirmed. He said, "Is this the eyewitness history accounts in history?" And asked if we do think it's smoke and mirrors to pacify or distract or something. I think it is a big distraction. I think we're about to have a big event really soon.
September 11th style event.
On 4th of July.
Maybe.
And, possibly.
The joke was after September 11 that they talked about there was a photo that was shown of a black man who had ash all over his face, and he was in the foreground, and they talked about he was a police officer. They talked about, and they repeatedly shared this photograph talking about how we're all just the same, and everybody's face was covered in that gray ash, and it's a riveting photo, if you've never seen it. But they use that photo to talk about and spread the message of how we're all just Americans and everybody's the same, and you should, everybody's got to look out for America. Then they came through and they just shoved fucking the Patriot Act down our throat. They created Homeland Security. They created a bunch of other policies that stuck with us for a very long time, all based off that event. And the joke was after that, the only way that we could ever get that kind of harmony again worldwide and globally and that big kumbaya is with an alien threat. It's going to take an alien global threat to bring the world back together. And if they drop that shit on us, just like COVID, beware of the rules, regulations, and laws that they immediately try to pass because of that.
For our safety.
We don't need anybody shooting at the aliens overhead, so we're going to come take your guns. Man, fuck you, bruh. I live in Memphis.
Interdimensional effect or something like that. And I don't think, and truly whatever comes out, whenever a big event happens, I don't think it's really going to be real aliens. Do I believe in aliens? Yes. I don't think what we're about to see and come out because of all this government BS.
Right.
We had a great comment several weeks ago that said they stopped believing in aliens because the government told them to believe in them. And I think that's part of it.
Right.
But yeah, we're just a little side note, trying to answer questions. Yeah, there's something on the horizon coming. With the 250-year anniversary on 4th of July and all that, it just movie picture perfect moment. And what more could they do to bring the nation under and go, whatever we want to do, we got to come together and say, this is what we, just like the movie. Now, I don't know. We'll see if people can actually do that. I've seen others talk about it and say it would take a lot more than that to bring everybody together at this point, but you never know. But let me finish my video here, though.
Since Jesus left Chicago.
Right.
But the last 3 fucking years, everybody's seeing fucking UFOs.
Yeah. How about that Miami shit? Come on. Come on, dog.
The people who did coke for 40 years. Yeah. That's what you saw. You didn't see no fucking aliens. But that's what they're selling over. Now people from the Navy,
it's a distraction.
All of a sudden, all these pilots. Yeah. I was going here and they were driving
fake.
right next to me, waving at me.
Fake.
Really? And now you decide to fucking tell me.
This is what I think.
Tell me.
There's a lot of important people that were on that list, right?
Right.
A lot from all over the world.
Right.
Politics,
music,
Hollywood,
actors.
You saw the list is out, dog. No ass right there. Chris Tucker pretty much said it was real.
Yep.
Not that everybody on the list did shit. Who knows? It would be easy to, like you said, drag. Like if in the 90s or in the 2000s, if people would have liked my music and I would have had a record deal, Thank God nobody liked it.
And somebody said,
And somebody
hey, you
said,
want to come to the island?
Let's go to an island, dog. There's a billionaire. He's got a bunch of bitches that we're going to party. I think I would have went. You know what I mean? Then you go,
Right. And you're
right?
talking to a
You
scientist.
go, and then you're like, dude, people brought their kids? You're like, no, dude, those are the bitches. Like, oh, shit.
No,
I'd be on a
wait a
fucking
minute, wait a minute, wait a
kayak,
minute.
dog. I'd be on a fucking kayak. Where's Miami, dog? Listen, how far is Florida?
What do you think
These
is
are bitches?
What do you
No,
think?
these-
What do you think
these-
this UFO thing is? What do you think the UFO?
I
thing
think,
is?
okay, no, the
But
point
I'm asking
is,
Joey.
no,
what
this
else?
is the point.
Okay,
This is the
okay,
point.
okay.
My point is, the people that are on the list would rather, like, if they had a choice, you want to go to jail for this shit as a pedophile, or would you rather have World War III? Would you rather have fucking civil war? Would you rather have a fake alien invasion where the world changes, like the whole world changes right away? Where would you go? Would you rather go to Guantanamo Bay? Would you rather go to prison, or would you rather have World War III, Mad Max, alien invasion? That's what I think. World War III would save them. Alien invasion would save them, and a civil war will save them. So they want all that shit, dog.
Anarchy.
They want all that. They want complete chaos,
Meantime.
so they don't go to jail. That's what I think.
I don't like that the list only released 300 people. A lot more than 300 people on that fucking island. And I think they took the bottom hat. Like
Was there really 300 people on that list?
I don't know. That's what
I don't
heard.
know if the official list has been released, has it?
Yeah, no. Who knows? The list could be fake.
no.
The list could be fake.
They're
But-
just releasing a list, but they're still covering up the fucking.
But Chris Tucker, he basically said he didn't deny it. He said, yeah,
Right. He
was
said he
just
flew
saying,
with Jeffrey Epstein to Africa, but he didn't say he went to the island. I think the
Exactly.
people that went to the island, that's where things get real weird.
No, but you could go,
And
you
he
could go to the
also-
island and not know either.
And he also
Like
had a place in Manhattan. He was famous for having big parties at this house in Manhattan that he got
The
from
most
the guy who
expensive-
owned Victoria's Secret.
The most expensive mansion.
Guy gave him this
$75 million mansion.
There was other guys that were like these big hedge fund guys that gave him like $100 million. Gave it to him.
And they can't track why.
Yeah.
Nobody
it's like
knows
he's
why he
helping
was
me
so
with my
powerful.
money. He was.
And
He did
then
a great
also
job
Trump's
helping
on
me
the
with my
list,
money.
but Trump was like, "Nah, we hitched a ride to Trump Tower."
What you got to look
Atlantic
into,
City.
what you got to look into is Ghislaine Maxwell was
Yeah.
his partner, but Ghislaine Maxwell's
Ghislaine.
father, or what the fuck, Ghislaine? Ghislaine. Look into her father, Robert Maxwell.
Yeah.
All the answers are right there.
Because he was a spy.
He was that people in that agency that we're not going to talk about. But you know who he worked for that starts with an M and ends with a D?
Mossad. Oh,
Ah!
Oh, we're getting in trouble today, Jimmy.
I
I don't
know
give a
it.
shit.
You know, sometimes, man, you just got to do it, brother. It's no. He worked for Mossad. You know, and when you realize that he worked for Mossad, that Epstein had ties, and I think he's right, man. I think that everything that's going on right now is related to that fuck. You know, one of the theories during Trump's first presidency was that Trump got the list, got into it, understood everyone that was compromised, and knew from the jump who was jammed up. And, you know, you've got a couple options. You know, you can out everybody, ruin their lives, break their finances, put them in jail, or now that you've got that information, you're in charge of the blackmailing now. You know what I mean? Mossad or whoever's controlling, you know, the politics of the world over there, they don't have the power anymore. Now you do, you know. And one of the theories is that, you know, and you know, the theory is that Trump had everything in place before he was elected throughout the Middle East to solve a lot of problems over there. And when you look at, you know, the kings of Jordan and Saudi Arabia and these different major countries in the Middle East and the way that they welcome him into their countries, you know that some shit's already been laid out, you know, and things are already done. So, you know, the diehard people are always like, trust the plan, trust the plan, trust the plan. You know, I don't know what the plan is, bro, but I know that I'm still open-minded enough to know that there's a lot more shit going on than we're being told. And that when you look at the actions of what's going on with these other countries, you look at the actions of what happened in South America and in Mexico when they went after these cartel people, and they went after the dude in Mexico that's one of the major human traffickers in the fucking world, moving kids, you know, there's some shit happening, you know, that we don't know about yet. We may never know about, but there are some fucking things happening. You know, story went out yesterday, or this morning actually, about this tunnel that they just fucking found in Mexico where they were trafficking kids through this fucking tunnel. You know, why are all these unaccompanied minors coming through the southern border? What are they for? They're not here seeking asylum. What are they for? I can tell you, they're part of the sex trade. You know, they keep us so distracted here with words like slavery, you know, when people fail to realize that in North Africa right now, there is an actual slave trade going on in North Africa. You can go to Libya, go to Tripoli right now and go buy a human being for $400. But we're in America so concerned about some shit that happened 200 years ago that that's the relative topic every time something comes up about it. Nobody pays attention to the real slavery that's going on between the kids that are being trafficked, the people being sold overseas. Let's just talk about the slavery of the pimp game in Memphis, Tennessee, where these drug dealers and these thugs have these women under control and they sell them. They trade them. You know what I mean? Bro, we are so blind by trigger words that we fail to see the bigger picture of what that word even means. People focused about slavery 200 years. Let's talk about the slavery going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Man, like...
I got to read this comment, though. It had me laughing. I wasn't laughing at what you were saying. You were saying serious stuff. I'm over here laughing a little bit, but...
No, it's fine. Run it, brother.
Logan said they're going to start seeing Nordics and reptilians standing outside of Walmart, reminding him to vote because his vote matters. The aliens are going to let us know. Vote. It's important.
Right.
Here's there's going to get us a shit. Once it comes out, Jamie, let me ask you this question real quick. Let me get serious for a second. Not really, but once it comes out with the Nordics and the reptilians and stuff, will they be part of AIPAC?
Sir, I need you to calm down that rhetoric right now, please, okay? Are the Nordics the only ones allowed in AIPAC because they're blonde-haired and blue-eyed?
I said any of them there. All four of them there.
Man, you know, I think that, oh, bro, like, sometimes I feel like these guys are paying for everything they're paying for because ultimately we know that religion runs society. Okay, whether you believe in God or not, the major religions of the world run society. Whether it's the Jews, whether it's the Catholics, whether it's the Muslim faith in Islam, whether it's the Mormons in Utah and out west, you know what I mean? Religion plays a very large part in the governments of the world. And I think that any declassification of aliens or ancient civilizations that doesn't match the groundwork that's been laid out for all of these religions causes them to crumble. You know what I mean? Because what if you find out that the story of Jesus isn't quite true? What if you find out that the story of Muhammad isn't quite true? Or Buddha isn't true? You know what I mean? What if the Pope has been a fraud the entire time and has known, which I believe they've known. I believe the Vatican is very much in charge of some shit. You know, I think that they've been suppressing this for a long time because anything that goes against the story that's been written is a problem globally. You know, I mean, if you found out that the story of Jesus is wrong, bro, civilizations will fall. You know, entire fucking, I mean, large groups of people are going to lose their fucking mind. If you go back and you learn that the story of Muhammad isn't true, boom, you know, people are going to lose their fucking minds. I think that he who controls that knowledge controls civilization, you know, and they're, yeah.
And I was gonna say, and I mean, even, you know, even if they try to do some Project Bluebeam, and they could just push the narrative of these are false. Here is the real, you know. I do believe the Vatican's got all kinds of information. They got the archives, and they got more, and they got more than they'll ever show anybody. They got leverage on a lot of things and a lot of people, and that's how they had power, you know, and they still have power. But I think they will try to use, you know, a Project Bluebeam-ish thing to try to, hey, look, you know, all the world religions are kind of basically the same, you know, and you hear some of that rhetoric sometimes, you know, rumbling around this a little bit, and I think they're going to try to push that and use it all together, and bring it together, and go, oh, wait a minute, this is, you know, Muhammad and everybody and all this Buddha and all it's all the same God, and so we need to all try to push in that one world religion.
Right.
Maybe with, you know, with an alien invasion coming in, you know, they want the power over the people, and religion has the power over people. Absolutely.
You know, I mean, we could find out that this entire race of people that we have was just a science project. You know, you see all these movies with geoforming where, you know, we seed Mars and all of a sudden trees start growing, and then they've got an atmosphere, and, you know, what if, you know, that's the story here. You know, what if the aliens came down, you know, used some kind of science project and inserted our DNA into the Homo sapien, and or whichever one came first, you know, the Homo, I don't know all the old caveman dude, you know, let's see, human evolution timeline. Here we are. What's he called? He is called, oh, wow, Australopithecus afarensis, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, and then the Neanderthal, Homo neanderthalensis, and then that's
and
my
they
bad
still
attempt at Latin.
they still don't know what the missing link is. They don't know what, you know, for scientist stuff, they do not know the missing link of how did we get here to here. And
if you want to joke around, we've talked about it before, the alien gene, you know, and now we go into this Nordic looking dude with blonde hair and blue eyes. You know, they talk about, you know, that the blue-eyed gene showed up about 6,000 years ago.
And
who's
they're talking
to
hybrid
say?
programs. Yeah, they're talking hybrid programs right now, you know. Our government is coming out saying, you know, hybrid programs. But yeah. So anybody with blue eyes is a hybrid. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I'm a hybrid. That's what's wrong with me.
No, I think that's what's right with us, cousin.
There we go. Yeah, Cass, you're right. They'll use anything to distract us. Absolute. And on top of all this crazy stuff, hey, we're going to build a moon base, Jamie.
Bro, we already got a moon base. Shut up.
But this came from NASA, man. It's got to be right.
I believe everything that they tell me.
It's got to be.
You ever seen those videos with them dumb fucks leaving the coffee cup on the counter while they're filming their blue screen shit? Look, man, my dude, I don't know if I will just tell you this. If they lie to you about anything, what else are they lying to you about? And we know that NASA has lied to us. We know that for a fact, okay? They have faked the green screen shit has been busted. You know, so if they lied to us once, what else are they lying about? And to what effect are they lying? You know, are they just trying to fake some space footage, or are they really covering some shit up? You know what I mean? You know, I go back to Ricky, you're 46. Okay, so not much of a difference. I remember being in 3rd grade. You were probably in kindergarten. Do you remember watching the Challenger blow up?
I don't remember it. I mean, I remember watching footage later, and you know, I remember it was. See, that was '84, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Challenger was '84. If it was '84.
1986. I was 11 years old.
I was 7.
So
6 or 7.
So check this out. For you young kids out there that don't know the way the old school schooling went, anytime that the TV and the VCR got brought into your room, you know it was a good day, right? Typically, we're going to watch some movie, we're going to watch ever. And I don't ever remember a TV being brought into the classroom for a space launch before. But this was special because there was a teacher on board, and this was a big event. You know, this non-astronaut, you know, just a regular, ordinary elementary school teacher is going to go up in space. So we got to make sure that every single kid in America watches this event. And what they watch and what they get fucking damaged with is witnessing the Challenger blow into 1,000,000 pieces. Okay. So what does that do to the psyche of your school age children, and what are you prepping them for? Because you got to think that's everybody from kindergarten to a fucking probably a senior in college. Millions of people were tuned into that event.
Oh yeah, millions and millions of people were watching the Challenger blow up.
Then you find out that every single one of these people just so happened to have twins.
Oh, doppelgangers. They're just doppelgangers.
They got doppelgangers. Like they look just like them, in the same field, have the same name.
No, nothing there, Jamie. I don't know why you just tinfoil hat and everything. No reason to think.
Make me
when
a
they look
tinfoil
the
hat.
exact same with the exact same name and they do the same job, that they were the same people. That just makes no sense whatsoever.
Bro.
You know, it's crazy. It is crazy. They do, like, they found all the people that supposedly.
Right.
You know, it's just like this last launch. We've seen there's footage of the escape pods coming off the damn thing. So it's like.
Do you remember?
I don't know.
Do you remember the video? Oh my God, who was the? They launched a couple famous. God forgive me for saying this. Bunch of fucking Hollywood bitches or whatever. Through one of the Virgin flights or whatever, when they went on the edge of space. And then when the thing lands on the ground and they get ready to open the capsule door, they open it and then they realize the film crew's not in place, so they close it again, and it's just like a fucking flap of.
That was Jeff Bezos' crap.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and the door. Yeah, the door it's sealed from the outside, so they can't get out. And the door opens. And there's no burnt marks. There's no nothing. There's nothing on it. We know it just kind of flew up in the upper whatever, and it just like took a blimp ride or something. Basically, I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous.
What video you got pulled up there, brother?
This is a picture of the potential moon base, they're going to have, I guess on the 26th at 2 p.m. Eastern, they're going to have a live news event where we'll share updates on the lunar exploration plans. Woo-hoo. I might go live for that just for shits and giggles. See what kind of lies they're going to spread. Jeff Bezos, yeah. And yeah, I agree, Sweets, maybe it was a trauma ritual. They wanted to get everybody absolute. What time did I get a little later? Avi was throwing shade at Neil deGrasse Tyson because he's been real adamant, like, man, there's no aliens, and all of a sudden now that the government and everybody's saying there are, he's he's changed his whole mindset of it. He's just I had a picture of us like him and a couple others. They're just shields. Science shields of whatever they want him to say, he's going to pull out to say. But on the alien thing, let me play this one here, and we'll.
These Brazilian tribe members had never heard of aliens before, and they didn't even understand the concept of them. But when they were shown a picture of a gray alien, they recognized it immediately and said that's Macumba. They live underground. And this lines up with other legends from around the world of ancient underground ant people. The Hopi people have long told us stories about intelligent beings that live underneath the earth, who helped humans survive difficult times and changes in the earth. They weren't described as aliens in the modern sense, but simply called ant people. The idea of underground, non-human beings has been a part of their oral history for generations. These Brazilian tribes...
That was kind of neat.
Bro, when I was in on one of my road trips cross country, I stopped in this place in God, what am I thinking of? This place in Kansas that apparently was part of the ocean floor at one point, and there were these Native American cutouts into rock and stuff. And basically, and I'm actually looking for it on my Facebook page right now, but there was a photo that I took of a giant hand that carved out part of the stone. And I guess it's limestone or whatever, and I guess over time you keep touching it and it's just going to dig out, But the hand was fucking huge, and I put my hand in it, and it completely engulfed mine, and the fingers were so much longer. And then you look through history, whether it be the Mayans or the Aztecs or the Egyptians or even Chinese. They've got pyramids in China. Don't act like it doesn't. I believe we have pyramids in America
There are pyramids in Mississippi.
We've got hidden, in the Grand Canyon, different things around that area that are off limits. But I believe that it just can't be complete irony that all these people have a common theme of space travel.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, I've talked that on a bunch of other shows, other live streams and stuff, on other panels, and I said the same thing. Like, there's too much history,
right?
Not too much ancient history of if they were drawing antelope and all the bison and all this other stuff on these walls, and then a dude in a spaceship, suit looking thing, like they were drawing what they've seen. They were drawing what they actually saw with their own eyes. There's a reason for it, and no doubt, I think there's been some connections. Does that mean like everything that was ever built wasn't built by humans? All that? No. I mean, we don't have to go. You don't have to go to extremes on it, but that I do believe they've been coming around and saying hi from here and there. I still don't think the ones that are about to show up on us real soon I think it's going to be on our own. It's going to be our own stuff. Part of that declassified stuff, that UFO stuff, showed that You know, the Nazis had a UFO shaped ship, ship that we speculated for, years and years and years, and we thought they had, and now we know they had. So what's coming out?
Isn't the story of Antarctica, where I guess they go into Antarctica after World War II is over, a little odd, where they go down there and all of a sudden now you have this global treaty after we kidnap all their scientists and physicists and engineers. Then at the same time, every country gets together and says, wait a minute, hey, we got to shut off everything down there. We can't have anybody going to Alaska. Don't want anybody to see what's going on down there.
Yeah. Well, you had Admiral Byrd go down there, and they actually lost some ships, and they sunk. And of course, on one side they said, well, it's just they had, stuff happens, blah blah blah. But others, they actually had a battle with UFOs with Nazi insignia on the side of it. We know for a fact, without a doubt, the Nazis made it over to Argentina and stuff, so that's not a very far, little extra trip down there in comparison to Antarctica. So there's something going on there. Like I said, and you can't be over there. You can't have cell phones on. You can't do this. You can't do so. There's so many if you even go over there and they let you on like the little, just on the edge of it, you can't live stream. I know there was a guy, I showed the video a while back. He had a backpack with with satellite internet and everything, and they turned around and they shut him down quick when he was live streaming. They figured out he was doing that. Like, look, you can't do that. Blah blah blah. This is, you could mess up our instruments and all. Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
your cell phone can't work on a plane because it's going to mess everything up too. But yet everybody on September 11 made a phone call.
Yeah.
I just got lots of questions about lots of things, bro.
Me too. I do too. I just put this picture here. We'll go on from there. We won't talk about this picture.
What I just missed? Where'd it go? I can't see. What is that guy? Ed who?
Ed Gowring.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good. He said, I was trying to call and concede, but had a hard time finding him in Israel.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And then fucking Ted Cruz comes out and is like, man, I wish you wouldn't have said that.
Which it looks like he might run for president. It'd be interesting to see Massey run. I don't think he'd win, but because he's going to be going against the
machine.
The machine there. They got their candidate. They got their Palantir, eBay Mafia.
Right.
I mean PayPal Mafia. I'm sorry, not eBay. PayPal Mafia.
I truly believe that crypto. I have a lot of questions about crypto. Like, I don't remember what billionaire it was, what that guy's name was that said it. He said, if you really knew who was behind Bitcoin, you would be disgusted.
I seen stuff where it was Epstein.
Yeah, I saw that same stuff.
Yeah, I seen where it was Epstein. There was one that was kind of behind it. Maybe even Satoshi.
Right.
He had his hand on a lot of stuff like that. He really did. He had his hand on a lot of stuff.
So what do you think, man? You think they're down there knocking that deal out right now, or do you think we're just going to invade them and take over it?
Oh, with the Cuba, before it's all over and said, before 2028, especially before Agenda 2030 gets here, but before 2028, I think the United States is going to have their hand even more up every government's ass on the northern hemisphere.
Right.
And I seen, hell, it was, what was it, Honduras? I think Trump was talking the other day too. And
Bro, they have all been put on notice. The entire northern half of South America has been told, hey, you know, y'all are gonna work something out. You know what I mean?
I said the whole northern hemisphere, you know, from the equator up, they're going. I think we're going to have our hand, and we might just take it over. Hell, I don't know, be like Venezuela and make it a damn state.
Right.
Which we talked about last week. What do you think of that? They're going to make it a state.
The 51st state.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be a state. I think that they're already, you know, these leftists already want D.C. to be a state. They want Puerto Rico to be a state. They notice not one time have they said we want Guam to be a state.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I only bring that up because I'm Guamanian. I was born there.
My brother too.
Bro, so they fucked up my dude. Let's just get into this for a second. So Social Security, they don't know who I am. I had to schedule an appointment to go see them to get my information square because I was having a hard time logging into the Social Security system. Not that I'm old or anything, just that I needed to get in and fix some things, and they couldn't verify my identity. So I schedule this appointment. I go up there and I go get everything fixed. One, they have my birthday wrong. Two, and I didn't find out till after I fucking left, but they have my country of birth down as Ghana. What? What? So I have to schedule another appointment to go back and take my fucking birth certificate back so I can... This dumb bitch, man. I'm sorry. People are going to get mad at me. Even if it was a dude, I would be like, this dumb bitch, you know? God, Whitney's over here dying laughing because she knows I'm a deep shit now. Somebody's going to be all upset. I'm going to get some hate mail in my fucking inbox here shortly. Why are you talking bad about women?
JV2G.
Why do you got to be calling them bitches? Well, because some of them are, okay? And they're dumb at that, and it just has to be identified. I'm sorry. Please don't cancel me, America. Memphis.
Lord have mercy. Yeah, I remember my brother went to go get something, and they were like, years ago, and I'm like, yeah, you had to do like a little background check. Well, you're probably going to take a long time, and because you know you get a different country. And it showed because he got Guam on his birth certificate. It went through faster than they ever seen in their life.
Right.
I'm like, he's never done anything. Hell, he's good. He's clean. But I had to start laughing at him. That's crazy.
I've been on a few Fed lists, so I expect my background checks to always take a minute.
I had this video playing in the background. I don't know if you've seen any of it or not while we were talking. It's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, dude, I'm going to tell you, Spencer Pratt is absolutely killing the social media game.
He is a good, and I seen Harvey Levin was talking about it and talking about him and stuff, and they're like, he's like, look, man, you don't have an experience. He's like, yeah, I know, but I got lots of good people I'm already tied together with, and he's like, well, I can't say their names or whatever, you know. He's like, I can't, you know. So he turned around but you know, it can't come out in public is what he was saying. And so, but Harvey looked up a couple of the people, and he was like, yep, that's he is legit. Those are people who are very interested. You know, I think he's got Hey, you know whatchamacallit, Genie that owns the Lakers, hell is backing him. He's got some money backing him, and I know he had somebody who was ready for half a billion dollars to pour into LA to make it, fun again or a better place and stuff. Like he's got some people ready to back and get stuff cleaned up, which is it's crazy. You watch the videos and stuff, and just the state it's got. And it's wild to see. Like even CNN is like calling Bass out. Like, yeah, I seen a video.
She's in a lot of trouble, man. I mean, she is
like,
really in a lot of trouble.
She was supposed to get rid of all the like. She said, "Well, by 2026, I'm gonna do away with all homelessness." She's been in there for 21 years. She's like, "Well, I didn't know about this, and I didn't know about that, but man, I got it now. I'm gonna do it now because we've actually had a number go down. It's down like 17%. I'm like you go everywhere. There's people, tents in front of businesses. I mean, you see all the footage of people just driving around. And it's just horrible. And like you see the old footage
the
of
thing is,
LA and it's a beautiful city.
We shouldn't
Go ahead.
single out LA because all of California is like that. San Diego, San Francisco, Fresno. Like, if you want to go be homeless, California is the fucking place you want to be homeless.
I got a fun video on that. Where's he at? Where's my new friend out here? This guy here. Check this out. On that note, let this dude talk.
Where are you from?
Louisiana, Texas area.
How long you been in San Francisco?
Since June. If you're gonna be homeless, it's pretty fucking easy here. I mean, if we're gonna be realistic, they pay you to be homeless here.
When you said that San Francisco pays people to be homeless, what did you mean by that? You mean that literally?
Yeah. I mean, I get $620 a month, dude.
From general assistance, or what'd you get? How was that hard to get?
Fucking phone call, bro.
Wow.
Fucking phone call. 200 food stamps and $620 cash a month.
Wow.
Forget about it. Why wouldn't I do it? It's fucking free money, dude. This right now is literally by choice. Literally by choice. Like, why would I want to pay rent? I'm not doing shit. I got a fucking cell phone that I have Amazon Prime and Netflix on. The cops told us this morning, like, oh, it'd be easier if you guys packed up in the morning. We wouldn't have to come out here. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, okay. And then went on.
Where are you from?
And there it is. Again, why do you want to work when they make it easy? The weather ain't bad. It ain't necessarily cold. It ain't extremely hot. You're living on the coast where you've got a nice coastal breeze coming in. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is beautiful weather and, beautiful stuff. Does he want to look like Charles Manson?
Boy, he's trying.
He is trying now, but yeah, if you especially get a mindset of you don't give a shit, you kind of that, that's really the only true, free people is the ones that, the homeless people, because they
not a care in the world, bro.
They don't have to get up and go to work. They don't have to do nothing. Like I said, that guy there, he's making $800 a month, and he does whatever he wants to do. He gets up, I guess he walk around, he check out, go over there and jump in the water if he wants to, whatever the hell he wants to do. He don't have no responsibilities whatsoever. He's got a cell phone with damn Netflix and Prime.
Dude, I was driving to work today, and God, this is gonna sound so horrible. But I was driving to work today, and I thought to myself, I'm like, my life was the easiest when I was dealing drugs and pimping whores, working at the fucking strip club, okay? Because I didn't have a care in the world. You know what I mean? I didn't think beyond the weekend, I didn't have responsibilities. I didn't have a house note, a car note, insurance. I didn't have anything like that, and it's hard being a stand-up human, and being a contributing factor to society. That's hard. Being a piece of shit's easy, but becoming somebody that truly is beneficial to society and a person that gives back to people like that's that takes change. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's. I don't know why I thought about that today, but that popped in my mind. You know. Yeah, life was easiest when I had not a care in the fucking world, bro.
It's like when you were a kid, you know, how you just think about when you were a kid, you were having fun, you didn't have to worry about it, you didn't have to go to a job, you go have fun with your friends. Then the real world hits you, smack
Right.
between the eyes with a baseball bat. I remember when I first turned around, because I'm good at math, and I remember I was like, all right, I'm gonna make this much money and blah blah blah, and I got my first check. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with my check? And I figured out they robbed me as a.
And a conservative was born.
I was like, what in the hell? They take this much out and this much. I was like, when I was talking to the guy, and I had a guy come in brought his son in for trial class, and we were just having a conversation before classes started. And I was like, yeah, I was telling him how long I've been doing this full time, and I was doing all that. And I was like, yeah, I used to work at the asphalt plant, and I worked, when we put in 269, I worked 85, 90 hours a week, And he's like, hey, you made good money. I was like, Uncle Sam made good money. He's like, you're right. And I was like, that $500 a week federal tax come out of my check. I'm like,
Yeah, that'll change your attitude a little bit, won't it?
I don't even care, It really didn't kind of hurt me when I was working some crazy hours, and I went on salary and I didn't make a damn bit of difference. It was the guy there was working and making just as much, making more than I was.
Right.
Hell, when they put me back on hourly, I was real close to making the exact same, and I worked less hours. I had to work.
Yeah, you're just getting taxed more, bro.
Yeah. I was working less hours, and I was on hourly, and I almost made exactly, or if not more, than I did. Actually, the reason it would have popped over, that salary would have popped me over, was the bonus. That was it. Actually, by hours and stuff like that, I actually made more money. Oh no, you don't. You don't understand math. I'm like, I understand math. I was very good at math.
But you gotta pay that money. You gotta pay that money for the roads and the police services. You gotta pay that money to fix things, bro. Look, there's a lot of money being wasted. Okay, like
a lot of money.
We
Look at that. Look at that rail system in California. If you want to look at.
Gone nowhere, bro. Nowhere.
And the road system and stuff is like we've done it for so many years. We stole from Peter to give to Paul.
Right.
Like over and over again. We've done it so many times. We've stolen from Peter to get to Paul, and that's why we're having troubles, and that's why if you look at, don't pay attention, when you're driving around and you see some of these railroad bridges and stuff, and they're older than dirt. I know there's a website I'm sure there's all the other states I know, but there's a website for Mississippi. You can go in there and see what the oldest bridges and stuff are. There's like bridges like 50 and 70 years old. And
you gonna make me not want to drive to Mississippi is what you're doing.
They're everywhere. You won't want to drive anywhere. You start looking at some of these bridges and stuff, and they're in Tennessee, they're in Arkansas, they're everywhere, and they turn around like they'll still have wooden beams underneath them. They just put asphalt on top of them. There's still wooden bridges running around, and they're like 70, 80 years old. And replaced them. They slowly replace them. Like one bridge, it takes them like 2.5, 3 years to replace it, and which they should have been replacing these sun guns 30 years ago. But they were too busy stealing from here, and that was the number one place they would steal money from, our infrastructure, and you can see the difference of governments stealing from our infrastructure, or the ones who investing in infrastructure. Look at China, like old Trump likes to say. Look at China right now. They got 6-lane highways and building dams like it was in record time. They're investing in their infrastructure. You understand, hey, this is what can make us great. Our infrastructure initially made us great, and then we kind of let it go. It's good. It's good. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Hey, did we ever get any official information back on that barge that wiped out that bridge in Baltimore?
I seen, man, what, let's see.
Because they try to say, well, the engine just failed. It just failed. But the reality is when you slow that motherfucking video down, and I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. When you speed it up and you watch those corrections made, bro, listen. That was as engineered as fucking September 11, baby. Like,
I mean, I did see somebody sent me something. I think somebody sent me something on that. It was, and I think they're just now going through, the legal processings and all that. So, yeah, it's interesting to see what they got going on and what's going to come out of it. But yeah, it really seemed like it was absolute
horse rubbish.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt, bro. China does build some of it. What they build is not very good, absolute. But they are My point was they are reinvesting in
They're reinvested in their country.
In their country and their infrastructure. They might be doing it kind of shady and quick as they can, and they cut a lot of corners they probably shouldn't. But yeah. I ain't gonna play this video. No, I only got a few more minutes.
No, we're fine, man. Let's run it. I'll be here for a minute.
Oh, okay. So this is CNN over here hammering on Karen.
When you talked to Jake Tapper in 2023, you said that your goal was to end street homelessness in LA by 2026. It's now 2026.
And we haven't ended it.
We have not ended it, and we're not close to ending it. How are you so off?
Well, basically, when I said that, it was at the beginning of my term. I am very committed to achieving that goal. I didn't anticipate some of the bureaucratic barriers that I would experience, but I am prepared to take those on now. And let me just give you an example. Los Angeles made a decision probably 20, 25 years ago to not address street homelessness, to focus solely on building. And granted, I have fast-tracked 42,000 units of affordable housing, but it still takes a couple of years. So basically, the policy of LA City and LA County was we could accept street homelessness as long as we were building. We didn't anticipate the problem metastasizing. In my 3.5 years, for the first time, 2 years in a row, street homelessness has decreased in our city. There hadn't been a decrease before. That is a quality of life issue that impacts all Angelenos. Whether you are unhoused or whether you run a business and your business can't function because there's tents outside, whether you're a parent that's trying to navigate through tents to get to school, or whether it's residents where it has decreased the quality of life. So this is a problem that all Angelenos experience, and we have got to have a commitment that this has to end. The city and the county never made that commitment before, and I found something that surprised me. I found a lot of people who work internal in the system who were very resistant to ending street homelessness.
But you promised that it would go away 100%, and it's only gone down about 17.6%.
Right.
So why should people trust you that you're going to be able to get to the 100%?
Because let me just tell you, for the first time, we've had a decrease at all. There was not a decrease before at all because there was no commitment to get rid of street encampments. And we had encampments all over the city. So I would ask for people's trust in the sense that we have absolutely made progress. We know what we need to do now to end street homelessness. We need to end the failed policies of the past. which is all we're going to do is focus on building, and we are going to ignore street homelessness. That is what the city and the county has done for years, ignored street homelessness.
So how long has she been mayor again?
I know she's been in California like 21 years.
Right. Exactly. My point.
That's the. She's only been mayor since 2022, but she's been in politics out there for 21 years.
Right.
I know that.
Hey, I just found that photo I was telling you about.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say let me stop sharing for a second. Poor Mitch. He don't even know he's not even going to be a politician anymore. I don't even know where he's at. That's a sad video.
So the White Mountain petroglyphs. I don't know exactly. 82943. Anyway, what a amazing find. I stumbled across this place driving across the country back in 2000 during the lockdown. Of course, everybody's shaking in their house, and I'm out fucking touring America. It was beautiful, too, because once you got out of leftist-controlled cities, the fucking world opened up. Like, nobody in fucking Kansas or Utah had... I got into Wyoming, and things were beautiful, but you had all these amazing, just different stuff, man, carved into the rocks, from these ancient civilizations, man. And it's just what a beautiful place this was, man. But I found it odd that this giant hand, this was just so cool to me, Yeah, it was kind of cool to stick my hand in that and be like, oh, I wonder how many people have stuck their hand in this. I think that about a lot of people I meet. Whoa! What? Stop laughing, Whitney. You're encouraging me.
I mean, do something.
Anyway. Yeah, something's wrong with me, bro. And I know it. I'm fine.
Oh, me. Lord have mercy.
I'm the fun one. People just have to remember that.
Jamie, did you know?
I didn't.
In 92, Al Gore, our great savior of bringing us internet.
Thank you for the internet, Al Gore.
Predicted that within 2 decades, so in 92, 20 years, Florida would lose 60% of its population due to climate change. Today, 34 years later, Florida population is 425% higher than it was in 92.
Right.
He might be just a little off.
Bro, these people will tell you, fear is a money generating machine. Anything that has to do with climate, anything that has to do with viruses, anything that has to do, with race for that matter, anything that they can do to drum up the fear card, they're going to make money off of it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's really reached a point that, before you react to anything, ask the question, who is going to profit from this? What reaction are they trying to get out of me? And who is going to profit from it? You know what I mean? Yeah, there's just there's a lot of peddlers and fear porn. I hate people, bro. I absolutely hate people. It's a shame what they're doing to us, and it's a shame how, as a society, that so many people just immediately fall for it. I think just like when we talked about as kids, conditioning people, to the shuttle experience, the September 11, then the great crash of '08, and everything is just publicized. We create a generation of that has grown up just fearing everything, and I think that's part of our problem. Fear, bro. Everybody's scared. So
Not everybody.
Not us, bro.
Not everybody. There is a good percentage. I think the percentage is coming more and more. You especially see on social media whenever like any of the media, the mainstream media posts anything on any of this COVID stuff, not COVID, but hantavirus and Ebola and whatever the other one was. Anybody they post anything like crap, man, it's laugh emojis is the number one thing.
Remember monkeypox?
Yeah, I mean I made a comment, I made a post, about that. I'm like, they're just gonna go down the list. Like they are really looking for any kind of distraction they can get their hands on, and they're truly gonna go all the way down the list of everything they've had in the last 30 years, and it's crazy. Like I said, and it does worry me to the point of like, all right, what is coming that is so huge that they got this much distraction, or is it all like Eddie Bravo said, it's a whole distraction from Jeffrey Epstein? I don't think so. Like, because there was a lot of people that was above Jeff, and there was a lot of people that there's a lot more levels to that, and we know he wasn't the only one. We know like Diddy wasn't the only one doing it. We know all that for a fact that there's many others that are above them pulling strings and pushing them. Right. But what the blue hell are they about to come out with? That they're going to have aliens. They got viruses. What's next? Threat of World War III every day. Trump. I was an hour away to start just blowing Iran to level them, but we backed off. Like every freaking week is a new threat.
Right.
Escalating the threat.
Now, I don't know if you've heard, apparently Israel has moved, check that. Saudi Arabia has moved nukes from Pakistan into Saudi Arabia. And the big fear now is that Saudi's going to nuke somebody, or somebody's finna get nuked. Like, it's going to be in the U.S., it's going to be over there, it's going to be London, it's going to be, it's just, man, can we just be like, okay, so what? Like, yeah, don't be afraid to die, man. Quit being so scared of everything, Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Anything is possible.
They can control you with fear.
Absolutely. And that's the main thing people don't need. I mean, we need to have a bit of concern to a point. Like we need to, like we talked about on here before, hey, we need, you need to have you need to have it anyway in case of any kind of emergencies, tornadoes, earthquakes, whatever. Have some food on hand and stuff like that. Have some supplies stacked up, maybe a little medical stuff just in case. But, on the other side, don't buy into the pure propaganda. If all these jackasses on all these news channels are saying the exact same they're parroting the same words on every freaking channel, we know hopefully people are seeing and know that it's just BS. This is what they're getting paid to show us, and it's all garbage. It's absolute all garbage. Something else is going on. This is just it's an absolute distraction. And it's just a cover up. just like we did the whole 2020 and all that shit that happened during then. They were all like parroting the same thing, and now we know down the line that everything they told us then was bullshit and BS.
Right. It's all fear, bro. I feel like our government has become like your 10-year-old kid that just doesn't know when to tell the truth because they got to tell you whatever they got to tell you just to get you out of their face, so they're going to tell you whatever the fuck it is they got to tell you,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're crying wolf all the time. I mean, it's like the little kid, the boy who cried wolf, and now it's like there's more and more people waking up to it and seeing like, hey, they're, when they say this stuff, and I've seen young guys and stuff. Now that's the kind of makes me feel like it gives me a little hope. Like I've seen a lot of young guys, like spewing and not spewing, but talking about like, hey, with the Iran situation, well, they've been talking about they've had almost the potential for the last 40 years, and now like you see, I see kind of a little bit of turnaround. I see some of that stuff like that, but gives you a little hope. Logan said Greta Thunberg is a blood drinker for sure. She doesn't drink enough of it. Fuel her own brain cells though.
Right.
Yeah, Greta is. They took that slow brain child, and her parents used her to make money and propagandize.
Yeah,
that's it. They allowed her child to be used, for money, just like those parents do to their children at in Hollywood, and they sell their children over there. Like, here, you're gonna be a star, and they sell them, and it's the same shit. And Greta's the same thing. You see Greta changes her damn whoever's paying her at that moment.
Well, that's what
global
it's about,
warming
bro.
stopped. Global warming stopped. So
Palestine.
And next is going to be something else. So she's political prostitutes. That's it. I think that's the right terminology there.
Literally just pimping yourself out to the highest freaking bidder, bro.
That's it. And you've seen some of them social media influencers or whatever, and they're supposed to be getting like $7,000. And now they didn't get a dime for that. Where's our money? Where's our money? But it's more. I think it's more important to stay true to yourself than anything. Money's one thing that is nice, but the big thing is, at the end of the day, when you gotta look yourself in the mirror, is that money worth selling yourself, selling your soul? That's like you see all them musicians and stuff, and they're still playing, and they're freaking 90 years old and barely get on the stage because they have to, because their handlers tell them,
they're
broke. Get your ass out there, and you make us keep on. You sold your soul, and now you have to keep doing this until the day you die, and they do. Yeah. Hey, it made them a lot of money. It made it kind of sitting there. They made a bunch of money off of it, and they could live in kind of luxury and stuff like that. But they don't get to do like other people and retire and stop, and they have to do it until forever.
Right. Yeah, handlers got him, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and what kind of life is that? Granted, you did what you had to do so you could be rich for a short time, because apparently being rich does not last long for really any of these people, if you think about it. You know what I mean? Because they're all broke very soon, and they're all right back out to pandering for whatever they can do to pick up some money. You know what I'm saying? And
Well, you got so many people around. You got to put so many people had their hand out. It just, you look back like MC Hammer back in the day. He had so many hands. Like he was making money over. He couldn't spend it fast enough, but he had so many people hands. He was trying to take care of so many people, and and the same thing with all that. You got so many people overhead, and you got your manager, and they got their people, and you go down the line, and by the time you get done, you're like, this is all I get. I get, and after Uncle Sam gets a hold of the first part, and they get 50% of their damn money, and then you got to give 15% to their manager, and then 15% of this, and like hell, they ain't got maybe 10%.
Right.
It goes on down the line. It's and they're like, well, I gotta keep this lifestyle going. I gotta keep this image going. So
I mean, think about these rappers, man. These rappers, they get handed, these cars, this jewelry, all these items that equate to status, and it's all kind of on loan or on hawk. Like they owe everybody out the frame. They owe the producer for this. They owe the record company for this. It's just it's an interesting dynamic that these guys allow themselves to get into, and then it's almost like a trap because now they're stuck.
Absolutely.
It's a wild, wild thing, bro.
It is.
Well, cousin, I'm gonna jump off here, man. It's 10:45. I'm gonna go do the whole Call of Duty kill Whitney and get yelled at from Whitney thing. I don't kill her anymore because we're on the same team. What I do is I just leave her for dead when she does something stupid and goes down. I'm like, I'm out of here. Good luck.
And for the ones and for the lurkers and the first timers, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, the party still goes.
Yeah, we still got feel good videos. We still got cat videos to show. So we still got another hour or more, at least another 45 minutes. So go ahead and
man, lots of things. WhitneyLavender.com. Check out Whitney's page, man. She actually has a very busy summer coming up, man. She's booking speaking engagements left and right, man. Super proud of her and the work that she's done. She launched her new podcast that she dropped her first episode today. Last week. Second episode dropped today. Wednesday mornings are going to be her podcast drop days. A lot of very interesting guests on her podcast with a wide range of stories. I mean, ballerina, she's got Chase Man on there. Got another gentleman who is an amputee boxer out of the St. Louis area that's on there. Of course, I'm going to be on there. I don't want to brag. But check that out, man. Attitude MMA Fights is coming up June 13, Memphis, Tennessee. We have an absolute banger of a card. I'll share it with you next week. I don't have the card pulled up in front of me right now. But yeah, man, lots of stuff going on. Lots of things coming up. I got a hip replacement allegedly on the mark somewhere. We just don't know where yet. But yeah, man. I appreciate, as always, Ricky, having me out, man. Letting me take over and ramble from here and there and everywhere.
Yeah, it's always fun. And like I said, next week, we're going to have all the special guests and stuff. So make sure you're here with us tomorrow because, hell, you were the first episode. You got to be at number 100, at least for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hoping we get Brother Dave back. And then like I said, we might have a 10-person panel at one point if everybody shows up about the same time.
Holy shit!
I got more than that reached out, actually, to be honest. But yeah, but I know some are going to come and some are going to go and kind of thing.
Cool,
but
man.
But yeah, we might have up to a 10-person panel. I think that's the limit we can do on here. So
we are going to wreak havoc.
Oh yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Like, holy
Especially
cow.
some of the people are going to have on here. Some have been here before. Some haven't never been here before. And yeah, you never know. Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. All right, my brother. Well, peace in the Middle East, good sir. I will catch you on the flip side. And for all the people out there, thank you for joining us, man. We really appreciate y'all. Jamie 2Gs on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Tinder, Farmers Only, Black People Meets. I'm everywhere. 2Gs out of here, baby. I love y'all.
Well, what's that one with the pure blood or whatever? Yeah, he probably on there too. All right, here we go. Now you just get me. Yeah. Who was saying? They're crazy that. Yeah, people buying plastic watches for $500. The crazy one I seen, Logan, was the damn zip ties. They were paying like $200 for zip ties or whatever, and it was a fashion thing, like just stupid stuff. They're just spending money to spend money. Like look at this cool zip tie looking thing. Like, I got boxes here. I'll sure sell them some zip ties for $200 a pop. I got them. We might make some money. Well, I'll be able to build a bigger studio. But yeah, I seen we talked about this a little bit earlier, but the ticks and stuff. But here's a video on it.
It's really crazy.
And ticks. Watch that thing.
The tick thing is nuts.
Yeah,
especially
because of meat, because of Gates.
Well, there's
Bill Gates,
boxes
not
people
Matt.
are finding. I don't know if this is true because I've
Before YouTube knocks me in the dirt, I'm not a doctor, and this is for entertainment purposes only. We're not doing health advice. No matter who that man said, I didn't say his name. He said it, not me.
seen many reports on it, but I'm just going to say what I saw, that farmers and ranchers are finding boxes of ticks on their property. Now, I don't know if that's fake. I don't know if someone's setting that up to pretend they found these boxes of ticks, but there's videos of these people finding boxes of ticks.
Now, what they'll say is they'll probably say they're sterile ticks and that we're planting them out there so we can diminish the population, is what they'll say. But anytime they try to mess with the balance of nature, it never goes right.
Is that what they're saying? This is
No,
where
just get ready.
That's
That's
what you
you're
think?
getting it right here.
I don't believe you have a right to go to someone's property and drop off sterile ticks.
No way in hell.
That's crazy either way. But I have a good friend of mine who got bit by the Lone Star tick and has that alpha gal problem.
Yeah, a guy came out of my house yesterday looking at putting gutters up at our house. And that guy, he said, and I said, you did what? He goes, yeah, I can't eat any meat produced by a mammal.
Yes.
I was like,
yeah. So my buddy, he had it, and my friend Evan, so he had it for a little while, and then he did a bunch of treatments and got off of it and then started eating steak again. And he was fine for about a year and a half, and then it came back stronger than ever. And he just can't shake it.
He's been around that long.
Oh, yeah. He can only eat eggs. I mean, he's basically eating eggs and vegetables. That's all he's eating. And every time he tries to deviate, he has a horrible reaction. It makes, for people that don't know, it makes your body allergic to red meat.
Right. And who has got genetically made meat now?
Yeah. Bill Gates.
Bill Gates.
Yeah. Well, they're doing things with mosquitoes, and they're messing around with nature in a way that no one's giving you permission to. The general public does not want you doing this. If they could vote on it, they'd say, no way.
I am glad that Joe's actually out there putting.
Really crazy.
Hey, stop that. I'm glad Joe's out there actually putting out stuff, and calling this shit out, because he does have a very powerful, voice, and for a lot of people listen to him, but I'm glad Tim Burchett just straight up, it's Gates. It's wild. Absolutely wild. Here's the last one. Oh, swing back to the LA. It should not be. If it does knock me off, I'll be back in a second. So if it kicks me, it should not. But this is great. Have a little fun.
is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and I had to take a minute to run for mayor. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air. In West Los Angeles, Palisades, my backyard is where I spent most of my days, feeding hummingbirds, relaxing all cool, avoiding all the bums outside of the school. When a couple politicians who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood, I got in one little fire. My mom got scared and said, "You're moving in with Harvey Levin in Bel Air." I pulled out from my lot about 7 or 8, and I yelled to the rubble, "Yo ho, smell you later." I moved to my kingdom, I was finally there to sit on my throne as the Prince of Bel Air.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? But I had to turn my volume down in my head. Yeah, Logan, appreciate you. I'm glad they did, and I'm glad they put you on over here. Take care. And yeah, I just thought it was funny. You gotta have a little fun. Gotta have a little fun, in this world of chaos and insanity and everything.
Be one step closer.
Just wild stuff. Brought Indy the song brought Indy back to chat. Oh man. All right, we'll move off politics for a little while and show some tech videos and stuff. This is kind of neat. Some of this technology, some of these Chinese cars are making. I like to see us use some of it over here. Be kind of cool. Make it where it actually lasts. But it's kind of.
好嚣张啊！我靠，太嚣张了吧，这也。
Turn that damn music down. They're gonna ding me anyway. Look at it. They actually made the tire go up. Lower it down. And the car can do 3-wheel motion with ease. Yeah, all them. You're right, Duffy. All these cars from 2027 on though is going to be. You're going to have to watch out for them because they're all going to have the.
好嚣张啊！
Kill switches on them and absolutely seeing what the hell you're doing. This is kind of neat. Like I said, y'all know I like cool old technology and stuff like that. This is a 1920s Aloft shotgun magazine. So it's a single shot shotgun, but it had a magazine over to the side and actually reloaded. I thought I'd never seen nothing like this before. Got a lot of single shot. Goes to the side. A little spring action there. Yeah, I thought that was neat. Maybe so, Carl. Maybe so. And then toggle action shotgun. I like shotguns. I play Call of Duty or in the games, zombie games. I'm using the shotgun. I piss people off with them. There's a neat loader system here. Semi-automatic. There's nothing wrong with a pump shotgun. think it had. I truly think that would probably be one of the scariest things you could ever hear when you turn around. Like if somebody broke into your house and they were walking around and all of a sudden they heard a Remington shotgun pump, put one in the hole. They knew that at that moment they actually fucked up. Yeah, exactly, Hiker. You just, come over potholes and just pick up your tire. I'm gonna probably get dinged for this damn music. I guarantee it. Get dinged for a random shot. Everybody's talking about AI self-driving cars and stuff. Check this out.
Video here captured several of the drive.
Come on, work.
Video here captured several of the self-driving cars just clogging up a neighborhood cul-de-sac. The people living in the Northwest Atlanta neighborhood say dozens end up circling their community. Channel 2 Steve Gelbach is on one street where they want the Waymos to stop.
It's almost every little cul-de-sac around our area, so I think it's a real problem.
Waymo after Waymo after Waymo enter this dead-end street, usually early in the morning.
I think yesterday morning we had 50 cars that came through between 6 and 7.
Neighbors on Battleview Drive started seeing the autonomous, driverless cars 2 months ago, but the groupings and large number of Waymos just started circling in and out in the last couple weeks. They even shared video with us when neighbors used this little guy to put him right out here in the street to block the Waymos from getting into the cul-de-sac, and you can imagine what happened next.
And we had at one point 8 Waymos that were stuck trying to figure out how to turn around.
The Waymos are empty and not picking anyone up. Parents are worried, not only calling it excessive, but dangerous.
We're families, we have small kids, we have animals and pets, we've got kids getting on the bus in the mornings, and it just doesn't feel safe to have that traffic.
Neighbors reached out to Waymo and have not got a response. They've also contacted their council member, representatives, and GDOT, and don't know what to do.
We would just like to see them stay on main traffic roads. I don't think there's any reason to be on small residential cul-de-sacs if they're not picking up somebody.
Steve Gelbach, Channel 2 Action News.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Just driving around. I wonder if there's this, my conspiracy brain kicks in. I wonder if they just absolute, using the cameras on them to videotape the neighborhoods every day and just seeing what changes. Mr. Duffy. This is a cool tank. And crank a freaking tank. Crank it up. Yeah, it's a little loud in it. I thought it was kind of cool. Them hand crank the damn tank though. And I love my Dr. Pepper,
Feeling a
but
bit thirsty, so thought it would be a good time to test out the Walmart drone delivery service. It was delivered by a cool-looking drone that winched it down to his garden. When you think that was just to deliver one bottle of drink, that's pretty amazing. In fact, it's one of the coolest things I've seen in a while.
I don't know about getting a damn drone to deliver me a damn bottle. I don't know. I love my Dr. Pepper, but that might be over the limit right there. Might be over the limit. This is kind of cool. Little
电池装上。这一款 F0速度超级快，适合打比赛。
Battery powered surfboard. That'd be fun to ride on. It might be fun to ride on. I bet it is fun to ride on. As it 24 hours of just packaging and yeah, I ain't playing all this video. It's 23 hours, but you know how many packages it did. It's low. I pissed it off now. I seen another video where it was both of them. It had both of them in the clip where it had the man and the machine, and the robot actually caught up with the man, of course, when he had to go to the bathroom, whatever. And that's when he passed or whatever. So in these little menial jobs like this, even it's crazy they're gonna be using robots to replace people. Yeah, that's another one I just thought was kind of cool. Here. Check out the detail work. This guy did. Or how long it took him to build that, and all the extra details of making it look like sewer pipes, all that. I appreciate you, Nostradamus.
Welcome back, Survivor. Sage has the terminal.
Parts of it are the work of a genius. A Belgian inventor by the name of John Joseph Merlin. Three clockwork motors, 141 glass rods, fusee, mainspring, 113 silver neck rings. If one stops, they all stop. 3 fine chains like vertebrae in the neck. Almost lifelike. Still magical.
Mr. Bowes left precise instructions for mounting the Silver Swan.
All little gears and everything. It's crazy. And more AI stuff. They get the robots freaking welding and sanding. I don't know, it's crazy. Very crazy. And one more on tech will kind of throw me. I'm going to play the whole. Well, this is a short video anyway.
A U.S. company could be one step closer to bringing extinct animals back to life. Colossal Biosciences says it has hatched dozens of live chicks from artificial 3D printed eggs. The company hopes to eventually scale up the project to genetically engineer living birds to resemble New Zealand's extinct South Island giant moa. Independent scientists say the tech is impressive, but that de-extinction is likely impossible. The U.S. company.
Again, they're playing with stuff we probably shouldn't mess with. Really shouldn't mess with, I don't think. Let's see, have we done that? Let's hit the... I thought I put this in the feel good. Well, we can put it up. It'd be all right. It'd be a preview for the feel good. I looked this up, and it really is. There's a Greek island. They're going to start taking applications next year. He's a volunteer, but they feed you and put you in a housing and everything else. So your room and board and everything was taken care of, and you just work 8 o'clock in the morning until 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 days a week, feeding and cuddling cats. Could you do that on a Greek island at a cat sanctuary? Sounds like a pretty good deal. What's up, Gordian? Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to see a doctor put in some latex gloves or nothing. It's time for that prostate exam, mister. Nope. Not today, buddy. Not today. Here's my random stuff. This is kind of cool. This dude is swinging like a baseball bat with his golf club. And then bring it down a little bit. Pow. Wow, this is cool right here. This is really cool, I think. Yeah, bro, I think bought 80 Pizza Huts and putting them back like they used to be. And yeah, and it's supposed to be like just like we were when we were in our childhood and stuff. I think it's gonna be cool.
It's amazing the comments we have about they have the red cups. Yes, we do.
Tim Sparks got his start working at a Pizza Hut that looked like this. He's now president of Dayland Corporation, which owns this franchise and more than 80 others around the country. They've redecorated many restaurants to rewind the clock.
It looks exactly like the one that I remember from when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's what we were after.
Some Pizza Hut classics are now top performing locations. Customers show up for a piece of their childhood.
It just brings back memories.
To share with their own kids.
When you finally find something that tastes how you genuinely remember it tasting, like you can't let it go.
People come from 2 and 3 hours away, and I'm not making that up.
More restaurants are serving up nostalgia. Franchises like Burger King and KFC return to old school logos and packaging in recent years. At Pizza Hut, they even brought back Pac-Man. But for Sparks, this is much more than a game. It's a mission to rebuild places where families can connect.
If we could get them in here as a family, they do tend to put their phones down and actually have conversations and speak with each other. I'm not going to tell you I know how to fix the world, but I do think that family is a good place to start.
He hopes to renovate more of his restaurants as long as he can find enough of those lamps.
They're hard to get?
Yeah, they're almost impossible to get.
A familiar taste.
Well, cheers.
Cheers, bro.
Bringing people together.
Just like I remember it.
Yeah, let's get the salad bar. I don't eat Pizza Hut very often, but if I found one of those, I'd go say hi to it. Oh, hell, Carl. That's kind of messed up on all levels.
It's amazing.
So 2 things. One, I think in some sense,
this is the clip.
All right.
Let's play this and listen to it. But I do want to hear I just don't want to forget this.
Scandal was a scandal out of Omaha, Nebraska, the Franklin Credit Union, where there was a guy who was embezzling money, and then he was being investigated for that. But they said he has all this money because he's running an interstate pedophile network, and he's pandering kids to, people in Washington, D.C. and New York. And there was a headline in the Washington Post and the Washington Times that were like, call boys get a tour of the Reagan White House.
Unidentified White House aides in the Carter, Reagan, and Bush administrations now are being investigated for using the services of a call boy ring. The paper reports that 2 of the male prostitutes were given a late-night tour of the White House last year.
And, this was a scandal with real victims who wanted to testify, and then people started dying. The private investigator they hired, his plane broke up. One of the girls that testified was found guilty of perjury and that she was put in solitary confinement. They had to use 2 grand juries in Omaha to get rid of this scandal. And it's not as sexy as like a Pizzagate or something because it happened in the 80s and 90s. But this shows you the blueprint for the government, using marshaling resources to silence people that were victims of this stuff. This is not new. Congressmen, senators, blackmail being used by intelligence agencies. None of it's new. It was pioneered by the mafia. You're having sex with somebody who's underage, then they own you forever if they have photo, audio, video of you doing that. Frankly,
who put that video together? Because that's cool.
I'm gonna have to edit out the song though.
Oh.
It says it was made by Blunts for Jesus.
For sure, you got to edit out that song.
Yeah, it'll flag things.
Can you do that? Is that possible to do?
I'm an audio engineer. I think
You fucking wizard, you can do it.
I'll do it. Give it
So,
a shot, sir.
wasn't that called the Boys Town scandal or something like that?
It's called the Franklin scandal, is what it was called.
Yeah, I remembered it when he was telling me about it, and then it came up again. I was like, "Do you remember this?" I'm like, it's things like that. If no one went to jail, this is where it gets weird. No one went to jail and no one got busted. So this is what I always say about like the JFK assassination thing. People are like, I don't think the government did it, but it seems like the government might have been involved. But you know what? It was a long time ago. Well, that stuff evolves. Just like people are way better at like banking now than they were back when they had to write things down on paper in 1963. They didn't even have fucking computers. Well, guess what? Everything else evolves too, and including power and corruption. I mean, that's what this whole deep state thing really is, because it's not like if you're the president and you rely on all these other people to do all this other stuff, and they've been in that position for 40 years. And they're like, you're going to be gone in 4, dude. I'm just going to hang in here and slow everything you're trying to do as much as possible. The point is, like, they run the country. And giant corporations that donate to political campaigns and that make bills pass, and they run the country. This person just gets to run a little of it. They get to decide a few things that they do. And in that view of the world, of course, corruption no one went to jail for JFK. No one went to jail for MK Ultra. No one went to jail for any of the crazy shit they did with Manson. No one went to jail. No one went to jail for experimenting on people with LSD and dosing up Johns in a horror house that you've created with 2-way mirrors where you're filming these people. No one went to jail. So do you think it just stopped? They're like, well, this is bad. Let's be good now. Let's be the best we can. Let's be the intelligence agency that never does something completely fucking insane.
Yeah, they just don't worry. They stopped everything they were doing. Everything is fine. Nothing to worry about.
Comments we.
Yeah, it's the Pizza Hut video again. Let's make sure we get there. I don't want to show that video. I get I'm not a doctor, so don't pop me.
You mentioned the COVID vaccine. What was the last vaccine you yourself had?
I took a lot of flu shots up until probably the mid-1990s. I was getting a flu shot every year.
Why'd you stop?
Well, I actually stopped in 2005 when I began looking at side effects. And actually, I was litigating against I was preparing litigation against some of the flu shots several years ago, and one of the injuries that was listed on a lot of them was spasmodic dystonia, which is an injury I have to my voice. That's why my voice is so screwed up. And that turns out to be a vaccine injury. Do I know that it was caused by my annual flu shot? I have no idea.
Do you suspect it was?
Yeah, it's a possibility. It's a potential culprit that I cannot rule out. So, but I can't prove it.
Okay.
And I'd like to know. We should have that data, but we don't.
Hello to the chat. I got shadows stabbing my legs over here.
Well, hang on one second, Jimmy. I want to bring in our last guest who's been very patient. Timothy Albrino, do you have your chance to talk directly to Zahi? What would you like to ask him?
I would like to make a proposition to Mr. Hawass here on your program, for whom I have a great deal of respect, by the way.
Thank you.
My team is in possession of state-of-the-art ground-penetrating radar, and it operates off of a drone platform. And we can penetrate 300 feet beneath the surface of the Earth. We could penetrate through solid rock. We've used it to great effect in other places in the world, including in Peru, where we scanned a pyramid, the Chongos Pyramid, and we discovered some massive underground tunnels, apparently artificial. So would you be willing to facilitate me and my team to come to the pyramid of Khafre, to fly it around the pyramid, and to do a scan, and to see if we can either validate or invalidate this idea of this colossal megastructure under the pyramid?
Okay, one thing I need from you, from Bear's assistant, take my email. Send me an email and send me the type of equipment that you can use. I will send it to Sean, who's the head of my team. And if we do not have it, it will be fantastic to have your equipment to be working in the second pyramid. But you have to know, this takes time to apply and security and all this kind of, but I would be happy to cooperate and talk to you and find out if this techniques, you have it and we don't have it.
Great. I think this is great.
Very
So
good.
yeah, email him. If they are not familiar with this particular technology, then it looks like Zahi's up for giving it a go, which is great.
Will he actually ever let them really do that? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, constant cover up in Egypt, absolutely. If you haven't watched that article, the interview and stuff, they get pretty heated on there, back and forth. I tried to watch some of it the other day and I fell asleep, but let me come down here. Oh. These turtles are beating each other up over here. It's crazy. So let me at them. Let me at them. That's crazy. Had to hold that big old turtle back. And a little eeky sound when they see a bird. Yeah, I don't know why cats make that noise when they see a bird. It's just They don't make it any other time. It's only when they see a bird. I've never heard a cat make that sound without seeing a damn bird. Yeah, Matt. So I would too. I actually would. I'd love to be able to go over there. I know the world is so chaos and stuff, but I would love to be able to go there to see the pyramids and stuff and see some of that stuff over there, and that'd be awesome to be able to actually excavate some of that and find it. This is funny. These cats are like, what the hell? Laser light. Crazy.
Meow.
Yeah, that would be cool too, W. I think maybe being on a Greek island would be the weather would be a lot better for sure, and the food would I imagine would be amazing.
Stunning eye color, silky colors of that medium short thing. So she has an awful personality. Terrible personality. I take this one. Need a burger, real burger. We're done. Sweet, sweet baby. This is a terrible job. Someone got to do stunning eye color.
It's a professional bribery. That kitty had that judge eating out of her hand. I always show these videos of these damn cockabarrels. Or kookaburra. Kookaburra, I think it's pronounced. It just sounds so weird, though.
Ready?
Freaking
Now,
out.
this time, watch how wide he opens his mouth. Ready? Good boy, Chuckles. All right. Ready?
I can't imagine being in the jungle and all of a sudden heard that rattle through the jungle. Scare you half to death.
Uruzão! Aí, garoto! Sabe muito, hein? Sabe muito, hein? Ei,
That's
cara!
crazy.
Uhul! E aí, Uru? Se garante, hein, cara? E Uruzão?
You know what? I'm gonna just take a break. Yeah, I think it was in that first Indiana Jones movie, Gordian. We got to do at least one dog video. A husky with an Italian accent.
A questi cattivi. Bravo, ma che vuoi? Diglielo. Ah, che sono cattivi. Dici tu sei troppo educato. Siediti. Siediti, fai vedere quanto sei educato. E vai, siediti a questi cattivi.
I don't know what that dog was saying, dude. I don't know what she was saying. Hell. This is pretty good. The stray kitty comes in and gets loving every day. That guy needs to just take that cat home. He is going to take that cat home. That's his. He is claimed as his person. All right. According to this, in January, if you were born in January, you're supposed to have 4 cats. February 1, March none, April 19, May 13, June 6, July 2. So I'm right I'm on the money there. August 9, September all the cats. October 22 cats. November 7 cats, and December 29. So how close are any of y'all to these birth months on how many cats you're supposed to own? And there's a cat here. He found a little massager. Well, y'all gonna rub my head? I'm gonna take care of myself. I'm surprised this ain't an AI video, but it didn't pop up AI, so. But it don't look funny. Oh, Duff, you gotta get 2 more cats in. It says you're supposed to have 4. Oh, this is. Let me bring this up big. This is cute. 3-legged kitten trying to slap her older sister with her phantom arm. Look at this. Whack, whack. And I guess in her mind, she actually hit her. Like she kind of whack. And she lay back. I understand that, Duffy. Oh, y'all like this one here. Cat dolphin. Grass dolphin. Get them jumping through the grass. That's a bunch of damn cats. And we gotta have a right. Can't get rid of the music though. Yeah, there's always pet raccoons. Let me look that up. I had a raccoon. I got video of it somewhere. I had to find it. It was so funny because he turned around. I went outside and I heard this shuffling. I said, "What in the hell is that?" And a damn raccoon behind my gutter. And it's pretty sweet. All keys go to heaven. All kitties go to heaven. On that, if anybody's interested, I looked this up. It said Dexter Toast promotes Serial Cast. That's the person doing the thing. Whatever. Is a Cyril's Cats volunteer program on the Greek island of Cyril's, where participants get free shared housing, breakfast, and utilities for working 8 to 1, 5 days a week, feeding, cleaning, and cuddling cats. The role requires a minimum of 1 month commitment and covers basic cat care for strays and rescues in a scenic, psychedelic, I don't know how to say that damn word, setting, but offers no pay. Volunteers fund their own travel and most meals. You get breakfast, I guess. High engagement reflects on visual. They're going to 2027 interest registration opening in September. So I don't know. So I know September this year will be interesting for next year, I guess. I don't know. Thought that was pretty cool. If I didn't have responsibilities, that might be a kind of cool idea. Might be a cool idea. Yeah, raccoon's like a cat with hands. That's too much. Yeah. They're mischief, I've heard. I've never had a pet raccoon. I'm sure I haven't. I'll probably have one out here on my land. I've had everything else out here. I got pictures of rabbits and had a conversation with a turtle the other day. It was pretty cool. I walked up on it. I almost stepped on it, and it went in its shell. And then I was like, so I stepped back, a couple feet, and then I kind of hunkered down. I was like, "Hey, look, I'm sorry, little turtle. I didn't try to hurt you." And it turned around and it started easing itself out and came back out of the shell and started walking towards me and stuff and just chilling. He wasn't worried about me one bit. Once he realized I wasn't trying to hurt him. Had all kinds of creatures out here. I knew it was coming. I thought I could get away with it before I could get at the end of the show before I hit that yawn. Hell yeah, Mr. Duffy. But no, that ain't gonna work good. We'll do that way. But I was wondering if it'd do what I want to do, but it didn't. But I appreciate y'all being here as always. Y'all make sure and for the lurkers in the background, make sure you like and subscribe. I have a huge show coming next week. We have lots of special guests coming in. And like I said, I got some new people that's never been on the show. I'm hoping they're able to show up. I just reached out to a few people. And then, of course, who knows? We might, once we get started, we might have some more pop in. I might drop a link, let whoever wants to pop in. Anything is possible next week for sure. Like I said, especially for a 100 show, it don't even seem like it. It's been that long. So I mean, it's almost like 100 weeks. almost 2 years of doing this. I had to go back and look. I'm curiosity. Brother Dave's Waffle House is still with us. I appreciate you, man. Let's see what the first one was. I know I missed a week. We missed like a week here. We haven't missed very much. Through this whole. Oops, I gotta fix that. Let's see. Well, I'm missing number one. Where did number one go? Number 5 was August 1st. But, oh well. I had to dig through there and find it. Well, maybe do it here. Let's see. Well, let me try this real quick. I'm just curious now. But yeah, why talk and do this all at the same time? 'Cause I just gotta go to the very beginning. But I do appreciate all y'all being here and coming back each week. I don't know. It's not showing my first ones. I don't know what's going on. But either way, I think it was in July or something like that, maybe, of 2024. So it's been a fun journey, and I've met some amazing people doing this, and of course I'm not stopping no time soon. And hey, Miss Karen Peterson, appreciate you being here. I know I hadn't said hi to you. I know I spoke to Gordon. I think I said hi to him. And hiker emoji. Like I said, all amazing chat. Y'all are really going good. Mr. Duffy always keeps the chat on YouTube lively for me. And then the Rumble's always rumbling, as I like to say. Like I said, I appreciate y'all being here. And I'm just going to keep on keeping on. Like I said, next week we got the 100th episode next Wednesday. The following week, I actually got a special guest. Gonna come on. He just couldn't come on. He was going to come on tonight, and we had to back up and punt. But I got Derek the Night Stalker going to come on in 2 weeks, which will be a really good. He's if y'all haven't heard him talk on lots of other shows, he is very smart, and I just want to give him opportunity to where he has no time constraints. So, because sometimes he if he's comes on Trouble Minds, he's got that small window to talk, or if he goes to other shows, they only give him like 15, 20 minutes to talk. I'm gonna give him whatever he wants. So it's gonna be fun. Yep, Derek the Night Stalker will be here in 2 weeks. So y'all make sure y'all be here for that. That will be a good show. Next week we got I don't even want to start naming off some of the people. Some of the people that's gonna be here is some of the fronts from the. Be honest, some of the first ones that helped me get started, gave me opportunity, and helped push me along on this little journey that I've been on. You know, some of the first live feeds I've ever was part of, and nervous as a cat in a rocking chair. Or was it a nervous as a cat in a rocking chair factory or whatever? I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and speaking in front of knowing I'm talking to a bunch of people, worldwide. I was nervous as hell, and I still get it every once in a while. I'm better now. But I'll keep rambling the whole damn night if y'all let me. Appreciate y'all. Let's let me find. They just updated this damn thing, so I gotta figure out where everything is now. Let me hit this outro, and y'all be good, and I appreciate y'all. See y'all Sunday. We should We're having some great, if you haven't been here on the Sunday shows, we've been having some great paranormal shows. We had some great guests come on. We have ghost hunters and people with lots bigger platforms than I could ever think. So, yeah, it's going to be great. Go to bed, Ricky. I won't go to bed. I can't do that. I got to edit everything. Now I got to go turn around once we get done with this. I got to edit and get stuff ready put it out on Spotify and stuff. You know, good stuff. Brother Wally. Give bat love for me, Wally. Here we go.
Shackles, don't want no shackles on me. Don't want no shackles, don't want no shackles on me. I sit down with Big Brother, don't like those RFIDs. Got the blues about my freedom. Got the blues about tyranny. I got the blues about my freedom. Got the blues about tyranny. I sat down with Big Brother and the national ID. Don't want a chip in my wallet, chip in my car. And if I want to travel, it's nobody's business how far. Don't want no shackles. Don't want no shackles on me. I said shame on Big Brother, always tracking and tracing me. Don't want a chip in my mother, chip in my wife, a chip in my babies. Stay out of our life. Don't want no shackles. Don't want no shackles on me. I sat down with Big Brother. No more slavery. Play it for me, baby. Now, do you want a chip in your forehead, a chip in your arm, always tweaking your brain and causing you harm? Don't want no shackles. Don't want no shackles on me. I sit down with Big Brother in the good old USA. I sat down with Big Brother, down with Big Brother, down with Big Brother, down with Big Brother, down with Big Brother. Don't want a spy chip in me. Everybody, I sat down with Big Brother, down with Big Brother, down with Big Brother.
Bye.